Wow, it's me. Hi Floss, thanks for the sub. You're so sexy and cool and handsome. Um, okay, I know it's Fanfiction Friday and everything, but before we start, I so graphic designers get followed. I'm sorry, graphic designers follow me, as a streamer, right? Classic um streamer things, right? Um and I'm not gonna um show their username or whatever, but I'm gonna show one of their pieces. Wow. And then I read the worst fucking thing you've ever heard in your life. To reward you back. Hi. How are you? Love you. But I'm gonna show you one of the graphic designers I got followed by. Drilla! Hi. How are you? But I'm gonna show everybody really quick, the emotes that this latest graphic design follower did. Cause I think the fucking rage one is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It is. They're all the same thing, except with slightly varying emotions, except the variation is in the mouth and eyes, and that's it. So, like, there's no eyebrow action or anything, so you can't really tell he's angry. Oh shit. Okay, I'll talk about this for a little bit longer then. My dad ordered pizza, and I'm raised the muffling is stuck. But like, he's not laughing here. What are you talking about? The rage one is the worst one. He's sleep gaming. Like, they're so bad. I'm not paying you for this. I'm not. Like, are you dumb? You're following every imaginable Twitch streamer that even breathes. And like Christ, that's terrible. But and you're trying to sell this? This is my one main gripe about all the graphic designers all over the place is all their stuff looks exactly the same. And at that point, I'll just do it myself, even if I hate every single version of the graphic design shit that I do. Easy. It's awful, and I hate it. I could do this. I'm not buying it. Like, you just copy pasted the fucking emoji heart. You didn't even make your own heart. I'm gonna lose my mind. Love is nice. What does that even mean? Okay, anyway. Well, moment of truth, I guess. We'll find out if the the website is up. Thank God. Unfortunately, pizza is here. So let me, what the fuck, I have to log in. Hold on. I'll be right back. Anyway, sorry. I have to log into this, and then I'll pull up Gord. I'm gonna make everybody look at the first, chapter 1's fan art for a while I go get pizza. And I'm gonna eat it at the speed of fucking light, because I literally just started. What an inconvenient time for pizza to arrive. I'm gonna kill someone over this. Okay. Log in. Do I need to log in? Realistically, no. But I'm going to anyway. Whatever. Sorry, man. Okay. I don't know why I don't, like, link the thing. I don't, I don't have it bookmarked or anything. There we go. What chapter are we on? 7? It's been so long! Fuck. And I was like in the middle of chapter 7 too. Hold on, I know I bookmarked it. I didn't link it because I'm a fucking idiot. But I copy pasted the exact quote. Hi! How are you? Oh my god! Fuck! Everyone is here and I have to go eat pizza. This sucks. This is literally the worst day of my life. Okay, why did I click that? Be honest. Jealous of pizza? I'm sorry. You won't be for long. Okay. Open image, new tab. Wow. Okay. Here's the wrong one. Here's the fan art. I'm gonna leave you to stew in it. Get excited. Fan fiction Friday. Fan fiction Friday. I'm gonna eat pizza. I'll be right back. my sister said if I ate too fast, my tummy was gonna hurt. And she was right. My tummy does hurt. Anyway. Back to it. Can't believe pizza arrived so soon. But anyway. Chapter index. Chapter 7. Go. Finding page. Come on, buddy. God, starting in the middle of a chapter is my worst nightmare. Oh, perfect. Okay, here we go. Is everybody paying attention? Is everybody ready? Okay. I already lost it. Here it is. Okay. What were we even doing? Oh, okay. We're Gord reading the diary that Vance wrote in. Okay, cool. I'll see if I can get Algie to look at it, I offered, but he'll probably ask for money. No problem, Lefty piped up and handed me $2, along with 3 other hands offering me spare change or notes. I thanked them all profusely. Probably from the emotional things going on during the past week, I almost cried at their generosity. I swear, Gord, do not tell them how much I cried. I still want to look cool to them. Accompanied by Duncan, where we went to the library where, of course, Algie and a couple of other nerds were playing G&G at a table on the top floor. I approached them, and they gave me and Duncan weary looks. What do you want? Cornelius was the first to speak, eyes wandering to Duncan, and he shoved his hands in his pockets with a scowl, trying to look intimidating, but the nerd just snorted into his hand. We found this outside the school gates 3 days ago, after class ended, I said truthfully. We want to know what was in it. Whoa, if that's an illegal drug, I want no part in it, Fatty whispered quickly and hurriedly stood up, but Algie elbowed him with a hiss and looked at us suspiciously. What makes you think we'd want to help you after the torment you guys put us through? Fatty. he asked. I took out all the money that was given to me and dropped it on their playmat. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll find out. Dropped it on their playmat, which made him and the nerds freeze in place. I put down at least 47.86. These speakers are, huh? Drilla, do you know your drugs? I don't know my drugs. Might want to. Also, 47.86 is way too much money. I'm sorry, not way too much. Is a way too specific of a number to say at least. Can I get a... May I please have a cringe for at least 47.86? Thanks. I believe you, Trilla. Which got their eyebrows raised pretty high, alright? We'll just loop the whole sentence in that cringe. Thank you, Maybe a Cat. Hi, Maybe a Cat. How are you doing? We will have the results by 6 p.m. These people just spent the entirety of their week's pocket money to help me, Gord realized. Oh, fuck. We're not in the diary. Holy shit. You didn't give us... Oh, I didn't! Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I turned it off for... something else. What the fuck? What did I think it was the other ship. My bad. Hold on. Horror Olympic. I don't think it was that. I think it was when we were reading the other shit. Okay, there. She works now. Okay. Anyway, no need to cringe. I have it covered. As the test. Gord realized, feeling his heart warm up. You better, I mutter, because you must not tell anyone about this. I'll stop giving you guys wedgies if you do so. Really now? Fatty murmured, but Algie was already scooping the money into a leather pouch and shoved it into his hand. Just take it. You're the best alchemist out of our clique, he hissed, and his pal nodded confidently, standing up and shook my hand vigorously. You got yourself a deal. Come meet us at the Dragon Wing comic book store in the town at 6 p.m. tonight. Let's go, guys, he said gleefully before the three quickly packed up their game and rushed off without slowing down. Alchemist? Dude, I don't know. The nerds are little fucking freaks. I wouldn't be surprised. Before I could leave, I noticed Duncan bending over to pick up a card one of the guys dropped in their rush and his mouth hung open. "No way," he whispered. "This is..." "Duncan?" "Nothing." He suddenly snapped and inhaled. "Sorry, I should get this back to those guys. They'd hate to lose this card. We'll need them on our side." He pocketed the card carefully, and we left the library when my cell phone suddenly started ringing and we almost crapped ourselves. It'll be the kidnapper. "Hi, Cat. Love you. How are you?" Vance speaking. I said, my mouth dry. "Vance," the ominous voice spoke. And now that I feel that it's Dr. Shade, I can't help but connect the similarity of their mannerisms. "The next drop-off time is the carnival at the freak show at 6 p.m. tonight. Drop a piece of jewelry under the wooden step at the entrance, then leave." And then we're at the beginning of the chapter. Yeah! Gord is kidnapped. And so we're reading the diary as... We, Gord, are reading the diary. Vance is the one writing. Alright. Because this whole thing is a nightmare. And then leave. "It will be busy, so I will create a diversion to get everybody's attention to give you that precious window of time to prevent the jewelry piece from being stolen, understand?" "Yes," I said, but then I suddenly remembered the nerds telling me to meet them at 6 p.m. Wait, I got a study group at 6 p.m. "Send you friend in your place," the voice grumbled. "After all, that dropout saw me kidnap your lover boy." "May I have a cringe, please? And thank you." Then the phone suddenly cut off, and I groaned. Duncan raised an eyebrow. "Lover boy? This Dr. Shade guy sounds really creepy." "Lover boy?" Gord's eyes went huge. "Thank you for allowing us to check in on Gord. I really care about him at current. Thank you for your cringe." "Yeah," I murmured, "but it's weird. He knew Gord was helping me Yeah, I do not like Lover boy. Anyway. I murmured, "But it's weird. He knew Gord was helping me recover, but don't all friends help each other out?" Duncan stared at me, slowly shaking his head. "Either that or my friends are jerks," he laughed uncomfortably. "Ah, shit, I haven't met them in ages. I better talk to them or they'll think I'm fucking around." "With what?" "Duncan," I said suddenly, "can you go get the results from the nerds in my place?" "Why me?" He looked at me in shock. "You know what those nerds are like. They'll interrogate me." "You'll be fine," I insisted firmly. "I know the carnival really well. I can just get in and out with no problems. You got something of the nerds anyway. They'll appreciate you handing the card back to them." "True," he scratched his head. "But what are you going to do about the doctor? You know where his clinic is. He could be hiding Gord there or wherever he lives." That's when we started talking about a plan. But then the bell rang for afternoon classes and I got gym. Fuck. We both said bye, and he left the school grounds while I trudged my way to the gym grounds. Too many grounds. May I have a cringe, please? Past the usual steroid monkeys hulking about and hurling their weight around. Because of my association with you, they started... Thank you for your cringe. They started snickering and throwing insults at me. I shrugged them off until I got to the locker room where some of the guys stopped, talked, and murmured in whispers. I just quickly changed and looked around to make sure nobody watched me shoving this diary in there. Taking a brief break, Gord closed his eyes, wishing that Vance wrote about this plan he was talking about with Duncan. He reckoned that it's a secret plan that only 2 people know about. For a moment, Gord even started suspecting that one of his former friends could be involved with his kidnapping. They could just hire any random person to impersonate his mother's personal assistant. Lot of persons in that sentence. Maybe a rewrite on that one. I don't know. I feel like it needs a cringe since I got mad at Grounds. So, may I have a cringe, please? That one was worse. Who knew? But really, it could be Darby. Gord humiliated him in the fight, at their fight in the hole, big time, and fought alongside Johnny, who blew up Darby's right-hand man's trousers and underwear in front of the whole school. Thank you for the flashback. Loved it. Big fan. Oh, okay, well, yeah. But that specifically needs a little extra. While the fight technically ended on a draw, it's still a massive blow to Darby's pride. Jim calmed me down a bit, like tiring... Okay, oh, fuck, we're back. We're back in the diary. Alright. Jim calmed me down a bit, like tiring me out too much to worry, but as soon as I got showered and changed, I just seized this diary, and ran before any jock could decide to nick it. I spent the next couple of hours in your room just relaxing, but I can't stop thinking about tonight. I already picked a diamond choker from your jewelry box. I won't even ask why you got one of those. Gotta go and make the drop off now. Gord turned the page, but no more entries were made since that last one. He turned back the pages to find out where Vance's last drop off point was before he lost his diary, and saw that he was due to leave a piece of jewelry at the carnival at 6 p.m., and that Dr. Shade said he'd create a diversion to buy him time to place it without being noticed. The preps. Okay, thank you for recapping. I fucking read that. Anyway, the prep sighed and placed the diary back into Vance's pocket when he caught a whiff of a strange smell that is unusual of Vance. Smoke. He took a deep sniff and confirmed it. It smells like Vance was near a fire and his fingers gripped the fabric. What did Dr. Shade do? Is Vance still alive? I don't know. Thank you for the ketchup. Yeah. Just read it. Thanks. Didn't need it. Gord took the notebook out and flicked to a spare page, clicking the pen. Wait, what the fuck? You have a pen with you? Where did you get that? Be honest. I don't need these on. I don't know why I insist on fucking wearing them, streamer core. Dear Vance, I read everything that you wrote. I don't know what to say, except that I definitely need to get us alone together so that we can properly discuss what we are. Yes! A la John Wick. But, and also, I forgot he's still taking the drugs or fucking whatever. Or maybe he's not. I don't remember. But, like, he was, like, IV'd or whatever. UV'd? I'm sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't remember if he took the drugs off. I hope he did. But anyway, I'll try to get this to you along with your jacket. I'm sorry, no, well, Gord is still... He didn't... It's the diary that he has. So, the diary was in Vance's leather jacket pocket. And I don't know if anybody remembers the beginning of this chapter. But the beginning of this chapter was a flash... Was Vance dropping the diary off at, I'm sorry, not the diary, the diamond choker necklace, apparently. I just, and everything. He dropped off the diamond choker necklace at the carnival. And then the explosion happened, Vance sticks around and saves some people. I think Tad was one of them, and then Gloria was another. It doesn't really matter who they were. He saves some people from the Ferris wheel. And then we cut to Gord receiving the jacket, which Vance had lost saving people from the fire, which had the diary in the pocket. And I guess the kidnapper stole it from Vance and gave it to Gord. And then Gord received the diary via the pocket. And apparently a pen. Not too far-fetched considering the diary is in there. But... whatever. Anyway. So we read the entire, like, sequence of events from Gord's kidnapping to the carnival via the diary. And now we're back to the present. So all of that was a flashback. Everything we just read, like the recent shit from last week, was all a flashback. And now we're back to the present. I guess. A lot going on there. Holy fuck. Just read Mother first because it'd be normal. Nope, sorry. He's kidnapped. He can't. But anyway. Dear Vance, I read everything you wrote. I don't know what to say except that I definitely need to get us alone so we can properly discuss what we are. I'll try to and get this to you along with your jacket so that you can see my message. My kidnapper gave me this jacket to give me some sort of psychological reassurance that you'll save me. Okay. Oh shit, end of chapter. I don't understand my feelings properly, but I think I may be attracted to you too. Okay. See, there you go. He is being normal, writing about his crushes in his diary. in letter format. Also, why does your jacket smell like you've been through a fire? More importantly, are you absolutely sure it's Dr. Shade who kidnapped me? I know there's a lot of suggestions and evidence that he might, but he'll likely kill me as soon as he gets enough money or finds out that you're onto him. I hope that. Okay, then why did you fucking write it down? Stockholm syndrome. What? Where? I hope not. But I have read one about that. Oh my god. Okay. So back in, I know I'm a little off topic, but it's Fanfiction Friday. I may talk about other fanfictions that I've read. I read one that had drop dead gorgeous art in it. Fucking psychopathic, right? Super beautiful art. The fanfiction was insane. So it was for the show Merlin 2008, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I was a Tumblrina back in the day. It was very bad, and I am not immune to British media back when I was like 13. So we can't all be winners, all right? So anyway, I read this one like a while after, when I'd gotten back into the show later on. It doesn't really matter how. So this particular fanfiction was about Merlin and Arthur, because I'm, normal. And it was in the modern day, but magic still existed. And magic was essentially treated like a crime. Like you were oppressed for having magic. Like there was like a plot point where you had like a chip embedded into you if you had magic or fucking whatever. And so Uther, Arthur's father, is like a big like CEO guy, and like needs Arthur to kidnap Merlin, who's like an activist or something. And so Arthur fucking kidnaps Merlin, right? After taking him out on a date. So he takes him out on a date and is like, hey, do you want to come back to mine? And then fucking it's so funny. And then takes him, and then fucking kidnaps him, obviously. And then Arthur, feels bad for kidnapping him, and Merlin notices that he feels bad, so he's just like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. And then they, I guess, escape together or something. It's been a really long time, but Obama was mentioned, and I feel like I have, like, huh? It was so good. It was so good. One of the wildest things I've ever read. The only good fanfictions have kidnapping involved in them, is what I'm understanding. So everybody jot that down. All right. It must be true. Confirmed. So fuck Obama, I guess. Anyway, sorry, we're so close to having the chapter be done. Didn't mean to derail like that. Anyway, I hope you find out what the tranquilizer is, because it may be possible for you to trace where it's been purchased and by whom. You're fucking 13 years old. Why not? It's very important information. We're doing science here. What's wrong with you? Jeez. Those nerds should be able to make it happen. Pay them with my jewelry if you have to. It should be enough to compensate them nicely and to pay them to shut up. Also, I am in a small prison cell-like room with bars instead of windows, so it means I'm exposed to the cold. The metal door sounds like it has 3 locks on. Are you gaslighting? No. What? No? We're doing science! I'm not lying to you, am I? This is important information that everybody should be knowing. Kidnapping in fanfiction is good. God. Gotta spell it out for you? Jeez. But I can't really tell for sure because I've been drugged. It makes me feel so sluggish and tired all the time, so I wasn't able to keep up with the time until I received this diary and discovered that it's been 3 days since I disappeared. I'm lucky that I'm only given cups of water, but sometimes my hunger just cripples me. Science Trilla. Are you a climate change denier? Don't say that. Sometimes my hunger just cripples. I'm joking, bro. What? Oh, did you gaslight me? By saying I gaslit you? Damn, that's crazy. So true, Chilla. So true, Chilla. Speak on that. Anyway, as soon as I get out, I'm eating an entire buffet. I don't think it's likely that my kidnapper will just give your jacket back to me as soon as— wait, what the fuck? I don't think it's likely that my kidnapper will just give your jacket back to me as soon as you receive— huh? As soon as you receive it, so consider this my last message just in case. If and when my mother finds out about my kidnapping, let her in on this. Thank you, Trilla. Let her in on this, but don't get the police involved because my life is still in my kidnapper's hands. I mean, this is like— the cops won't be able to do anything until you're kidnapped. So you're good. The cops can do something. They're incompetent, and they probably won't be able to help very much. But come on. You're really spelling out— yeah, so like, what if he checks the pocket? What if he's like, that's weird. You want me to give the jacket back to Vance? That's suspicious. What did you do to the jacket? Searches the jacket. Finds the diary. Burns it. Or fucking— you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? In his defense, canonically, he's supposed to be a lawyer. He's studying to be a lawyer, so it's only fair that he understands what's going on as a fucking 16-year-old. How old are they in this? I don't remember. Anyway. Ugh, the nose shit started really fast. Wait, what? In the game, he talks to Parker about how his dad is, like, letting him in on a murder case. Yes. Well, I mean, criminal theory, you probably learn a little bit of it, don't you? Oh my god. Anyway, what the fuck? Where was I? Crime theory, how to crime. I mean, he is. He does have a— what the fuck did his dad do? I already forgot. It's been so long. His dad is like in jail for what? No, it's not murder. Fuck, what is it called? Help. I've been sitting on the last chapter. I'm sorry, the last, like the— oh, well, he's not on the streets. He's licking that silver spoon. Son of a bitch. Fraud! Yes! And maybe tax evasion. I don't remember, though. But I know it was some dumb rich person crime. White-collar crime, if you will. But I won't. Anyway. I am continuing. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And Vance, thank you so much for going through this for me. Going through so much for me. You've already done so much for me. Thank you. I realize. Fraud is too, like, yeah. I definitely will take you up on that offer on going out with you just to merely test the waters! What do you mean, test the waters? He's literally trying to save you from fucking being kidnapped. Come on. Stole a few car stereos. Well, I won't be getting back to you then. He would never. Anyway, yours gratefully, Gord. Okay. Cool. With that, Gord inhaled and shut the diary, slipping it back into Vance's coat pocket and embraced the garment. Ugh. He feels uncomfortable lying on this flat, hard surface, but the jacket gave him enough comfort to fall asleep. Leather? I don't fucking think so. Anyway, he almost considered not giving up the jacket if the kidnapper comes back to take it off him. But his response is important to Vance and whatever rescue attempt might be made. Sorry, holy fuck. Let's read the comment. Yes, and it's long. Okay, I love this. You did real well conveying the story through diary format. Debunked, if I may, because that's not a fucking diary format. I'm gonna kill myself. And are amazing at making it engaging and interesting. Debunked, yeah. I really enjoyed the way you portrayed the growing relationship between Vance, Gord, and the other greasers. Okay. There are only some minor things. Oh my god. A critique? This is fucking awesome. Never, ever, ever, ever critique something. Like, critique a fanfiction. Are you dumb? They wrote this for fun. This is 80,000 words. How can they critique this? It's flawless. No, but like, I'm doing it on a live streaming platform for my several viewers. But they don't know about it, you know? Like, they don't know who I am. And they'll never know who I am. They're not gonna see me reading their fanfiction and tearing it to shreds. But you commented directly on the thing. And are like, actually, this sucked. Huh? Don't do that. What is wrong with you? I'd be so pissed off. Actually, someone did. I posted something on Archive of Our Own once. Don't ask me what it was for. Or do, but don't. But anyway. And someone was like, the one thing I would have added, and I was like, do you think I asked? Motherfucker. Because I didn't. Bitch. But anyway, there are only some minor things that took me out of your story. I didn't expect Parker to be this bad, as according to his quotes and wiki, he is possibly the nicest of the preps, though I understand your choice because of Nomi. We're getting deep into the lore. And the second thing is that I don't know if you wanted to refence the quote, the greaser that lost his girlfriend because of his love for bicycles, unquote, or just wanted to showcase a typical conversation between Greaser during the scene in the cafeteria, but Ricky would have probably been a better choice, as he is the one always talking about the girlfriend he lost because of his love for bicycles. Anyway, I cannot express how much I love this. There aren't many bully fics that made me this unnerved to wait for another chapter. Thank you so much for this. I hope you will add the next chapter soon. Sorry for my English. Quite the comment there. Refence, yeah. Okay, anyway, next chapter. Let's go. Took me almost an hour to get through, like, the last, like, 3 paragraphs. Okay, anyway. Vance was not having a very good night. First, he made a drop-off at the carnival at 6 p.m., then an explosion okay, thank you for recapping. Big fan of the recaps right now, but, like, if we were reading this in one straight shot, I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, okay, man, I read that. Thank you. Then an explosion rocked the Ferris wheel and he helped save lives, and then his jacket, which had Gord's diary inside the pocket, got stolen by the kidnapper and he went back to the dorm to wait for further instructions. A lot happened in that one sentence. Now he is finding himself standing before Duncan, Ernest, and Algie, apparently knowing what happened to Gord. You told them? Vance yelled at Duncan and he shrunk, but Ernest raised his hands defensively. While I would revel in one of our tormentors being kidnapped, this is a situation where someone could actually die, so you'll need our brains to help you save Vendome, the leader explains. Literally Hitler. In fact, this could bring us interesting stories to take with us to college, the redhead greaser almost snarled at the callousness. You can't get involved, Vance's voice rose in a panic. If the kidnapper finds out, you mean if a doctor finds out? Okay, we fucking knew that, man. We knew that already. Ernest interrupted confidently. Thank you, Ernest. Literally Hitler, pulling out a small glass vial containing clear fluid from his pocket. We also found some compelling evidence, but first, let us gather in your room to be comfy. Sorry. Vance pushes the door to. Shut the fuck yeah. To be comfy, yeah. Vance grunts as he pushes the door to allow them inside Gord's room. In any other situation, people setting foot in his room would be asking for them to get beaten up. We concluded that this tranquilizer is used for heavy sedation of patients who are likely to commit self-harm or harm other people. The bespectacled brunette. Oh my god, may I please have a cringe for bespectacled brunette? Thanks. Begin. It can knock someone out in about 10 seconds depending on their weight and age and can last for a few hours. Thank you for the cringe. Right, so where would it usually be used? Vance asked impatiently. In ERs, private prisons, or Ernest trailed off, starting to sound excited. Mental health facilities. Awesome. Vance and Duncan shot each the exact expression of shock and realization. Oh my god, that's so fucking lame. Happy Volt's Asylum. They burst simultaneously, and the nerd clicked his fingers. Please go to jail. Exactly. It's only logical that the perpetrator would be a doctor too, and a local one to, okay, too many twos, please go to jail. Going by what Duncan told us about you making those drop-offs. Clicked, brother, you yeah, I don't know. They'd have to be close enough to disappear regularly without rousing too much suspicion from colleagues. The car I saw, Duncan says, oh, holy fuck. Duncan says quietly, and everyone looked at him. I don't know what make and model it was, but it's black with tinted windows, because fucking of course it was. I think I may be able to identify it if I see it again. Bulworth isn't a big town, Algie commented, but it'll still take ages to look for just one car out of many that might be similar to it. Happy Volts is our best shot, Vance suddenly declared. We gotta go there and search the place from the inside. Oh, I thought we were still looking for the car. I don't think we are. Ugh. Okay. But Gord will be locked up somewhere tight, Duncan argued. It's gonna be no. What if the cops do a bad job? Okay? And they're kind of right a little bit. But anyway. But Gord will be locked up somewhere tight, Duncan argued. Happy Volts isn't as easy to break in as you think. There's fences and regular patrol. Ernest laughed lightly and Algie snickered, prompting the two to stare at them. Never underestimate our intelligence network. Ernest said with a grin. We'll have you know there's a path we can take to the asylum in under 10 minutes instead the half-hour route, and we can send scouts to watch the patrolmen and time them. Oh, and we happened to have a copy of the map of the building layout borrowed from City Hall. Why do you have that? Okay. Anyway, Algie adds enthusiastically, that way we can discover infiltration routes and to get in and out of the facility. Brilliant, Vance gasps. So there's a chance we can find out what cell he's being kept in and then bust him out. But Duncan spoke up and he glared at him. Vance, quit looking like that. Just how long will this take to find out what the routines are? It could be days. We don't have days, Vance snaps. Gord could be starving to death right now. Duncan is right, Ernest said pointedly. But in order to maximize the chance of rescuing him, we'll need all the brawn we need. In other words, at this he turns to Vance, we'll need to unite our manpower with the greaser clique and hold a truce. Nuh-uh. Only Johnny Vincent can do that. Vance shook his head. Besides, God, this is so fucking funny. Besides, if we have too many people in on this, too many things will go wrong. Not so. Algie argued. It depends how we lay out this intricate plan. All we need is to hold a meeting somewhere neutral, like the library. But the nerds run the library. Duncan spoke up weakly. Not to auto shop either. Vance grunts. Harrington House is out of the question, and so is the sports field. He paused. What about the hole? There's enough space beside it. Yeah, excellent idea, Medici. Ernest praised him gleefully. All right, we will commence a meeting there tomorrow at 5 p.m. sharp. Let all your buddies know about the situation, and then Johnny and I will sign a treaty. Literally Hitler says. Okay? Go off. But in the meantime, Duncan began, but Algie interrupted him. The only nerds who know about this so far are Ernest, Cornelius, and I. We will also gather our warriors. Great, we will get everything prepared. The nerd leader grinned and held his hand up. High five if you agree, comrade. Vance stared at it before giving it a weak clap. We will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, the hole, 5 p.m. sharp. With that, Ernest and Algie left with a spring in their step, knowing that they're now a part of a grand scheme of epic proportions. Once the door slammed shut, Duncan coughed his throat. Okay, and Vance sighed heavily. What is it, Duncan? Is this really how we should do things? He asks hesitantly. If we get too many guys in on this, there's a chance someone will slip up about our rescue plan. Okay, dude, I don't know. It's like such a minor thing in the grand scheme. Okay, first of all, if you're so worried, you should step back, the redhead snapped, because I got no time to listen to complaints. The only reason I'm not storming to Happy Woods right now is because I feel sick. Okay. He has weak-ass excuse, if you ask me. He suddenly began to splutter and cough into his shirt sleeve and stared at the bright bloody dots spattered on the pure white background. Holy fuck. I forgot. He has pneumonia or whatever. Yeah, let's go. Anyway, will Vance die? Who knows? He suddenly began to splutter and cough into his shirt sleeve and stared at the bright bloody dots spattered on the pure white background. Duncan seized his hand to look properly and gasped. Fuck, we gotta run you to the doctor's now, he stammered, but Vance yanks his hand away. It's nothing. Okay. And why do you smell like smoke? What happened at the drop-off? Vance inhaled, thinking over the night with a shiver. There was an explosion at the Ferris wheel. The kidnapper said he'd created distraction so that I can drop off the jewelry, but I couldn't just run away. I ran in and helped people jump off the ride onto trampolines. The dropout inhaled sharply, almost comically so. Fuck, that's so metal. But what about smoke inhalation? You gotta get checked out. Your lungs could collapse, especially after, I don't know, having pneumonia. Classic lung things. But anyway, I'll be fine, Vance waved him off, and I'm tired as hell, so go away already. He's too tired to add, and why doesn't nobody like you know so much about health? Okay. Thanks for letting me know that he didn't say that. I swear to God, Vance, if you die tonight because you're too stubborn to listen to me, I'll tell Gord that you went against my advice. The redhead slowly turned to face him with a glare. Is that a threat? Kind of a shitty threat, considering you'd already be dead in this situation, but whatever. Yeah, it's a threat, Duncan snarls, shoving his chest. What you gonna do? Get checked? I can't. I ain't listening to a dropout, Vance rebutted and poked his chest. What the hell did Gord even see in you? Did he just want a secret fuck with a poor person for shits and giggles? Damn. Vance, you are poor. You can't just say that. What is wrong with you? Anyway, jeez. The dropped-out flinched but slapped his hand away. Hell no, Duncan growls before raising his voice. I kissed him because he's gorgeous, and he liked it! Oh my god, okay, I can't do it anymore. Can I have a cringe, please? I can't take this shit. You wanna fight? I'll fight you. I'll kick your ass to New Coventry and back. Slamming open, the bedroom door swung open. Okay, stopping their screaming match, and head boy Pete Kowalski stood. Hi, Pete! How are you doing? With the darkest scowl on his face while wearing his blue bunny pajamas. I swear to God, you two better shut up or I will light you on fire and watch you burn. Understand? Reminds me of the one TikTok of this guy on he matches with a little girl and he says, "That's an ugly bitch." Oh my God. Thank you for your cringe. Also, boo, Pete. This is a shitty Pete. Pete would never. He yelled, and the whispers of hell laced in his tone, and the two arguing guys paled. Stepping back in Petey, be normal. Can't, sorry. Stepping back in growing fear and nodded. Duncan was the first to recover as he swiftly pointed at Vance, spluttering, Vance is coughing up blood. Fucking tattletale? What's wrong with you? Vance slapped him around the head, and Pete saw the bloody flecks on his shirt sleeve, gasping. Oh fuck, Vance, go to the doctor's in town right this instant. I'll get a prefect to escort you. Ugh. Fuck school cops. Ew, what are you doing? Thus, Vance had no choice but to listen. As Petey left to fetch a prefect, and Duncan also left to go home, he snuck a gold bracelet from under the bed before being escorted all the way to Bulworth Town to a clinic that doesn't belong to Dr. Shade, with Edward, the grumbling prefect, accompanying him. I don't get why you couldn't wait until morning, he bitches. In my day, we just put up with our injuries until the nurse came in, and she only came in twice a week. Uh-huh, Vance murmurs, finding this conversation incredibly enlightening. Soon they arrive at the medical center, and Vance entered, explained his symptoms and recent carnival rescue attempts, and got seen to straight away as soon as he offered to make the payment for the visit with the gold bracelet. I feel like if somebody else demanded you go to the doctor, they should fucking pay for it. You made me. Hello? Anyway. That's so fucked up. Hate that. Anyway, Vance rasped, coughing into a tissue. And coughed into a tissue, excuse me. Shivering all over while the doctor pressed the stethoscope to his chest and pursed her lips. Sounds like you're getting worse, Mr. Medici. Dr. Scope. Can I have a cringe, please? I can't do Dr. Scope. I can't do it. Are you serious? Thank you for your grit, says with a frown. You're brave for saving those people, but as a doctor, I must tell you that you are clinically insane for risking your lungs. I had to. Man, a doctor wouldn't fucking say that. I'm sorry. I had to, the redhead wheezes. If not me, then who else? Boy, your loyalty is sweet, but you need to think of yourself more, she sniffed, but brushed back her blonde fringe. But then again, you just prevented a situation where I could be stuck identifying a boatload of corpses, so thank you. Alright, so from now on, I want you to avoid strenuous exercise, so no gym class. And she suddenly paused and checked the x-ray of his earlier scan on his lungs. Have you ever been diagnosed with asthma? No, Vance said, stunned. Why? It says in your past medical history that you were brought into this clinic a few times by your mother about breathing difficulties, but the doctor who used to work here dismissed you as being overweight. Dr. Scope looked Vance up and down. But you're perfectly fine for a boy your age. My dad used to smoke. What is going on? What is happening? Sorry, asthma arc, I guess? My dad used to smoke a lot, the greaser explains with a sigh, and I still do. The woman tutted. It goes without saying that you'll have to stop smoking. Horror crossed his face. Lame ass. But she carried on sternly. I'm serious. No smoking, no gym, and definitely no overexerting yourself. I will be writing you a sick note to take to the academy explaining your health problems. Understood? As if Bulworth would accept any kind of shit like that. He could only nod hopelessly. Hal's going to be so disappointed hearing that his gym partner will be out of action. But at the same time, he and the other greasers will be relieved that he sought after a doctor. Plus, this place isn't the same clinic where Dr. Shade worked at, so he relaxed during the checkup, knowing that nobody is keeping tabs on his head, even though I think Dr. Shade was literally fucking mentioned earlier, so I feel like that should be a concern still. But anyway. Oh wait, never mind. I'm blind. And made that up. Sorry, I lied. I didn't mean to. Or did I? No, I lied. Okay, anyway, sorry. So you relax. Okay. Also carry on taking those antibiotics too. You may feel better, but it's vital you keep taking them until you're out. With that, Vance left the clinic and slowly made his way back to the school while followed by Edward, who began eating a hot dog despite it being almost midnight and all the shops are closed. I'm sorry, and the shops are all closed. The second time that Vance flopped onto Gord's bed, his eyes dropped to sleep. And he dreamed and embracing the prep after being gone for a long time with a lingering fear in the corner of his mind that he may never see him again. Oh my god. Can't do this anymore. Okay. No phone calls were made during the day. Vance was constantly on edge, waiting for his cell phone to ring even during classes, despite the kidnapper saying that he wouldn't call during class hours. He already notified Johnny Vincent about the meeting at 5 p.m., and he agreed to turn up with the rest of the clique. As 5 p.m. approached, Vance stared at the ground, feeling cold as his chest rattled with each breath. As he stood by the entrance to the basement, he felt an arm wrap around his shoulders and he jumped away in shock. Johnny shot him an apologetic look. Sorry, I figured you need someone to hug, huh? It's kinda gay. Anyway, sorry. With an agreeing nod, he stepped close to share a proper hug. He always loved the smell of Johnny's jacket. It's odd that it no longer smells like Lola's perfume. What is happening? What is going on? I don't understand. I don't care about Johnny at this point. Like, sure, they did the naked painting arc. Y'all remember that? I forgot until just now. Anyway, sorry. Thanks, man, he mumbles. No probs. Yes, I miss it every day. Miss her. No probs. The hug broke and Johnny patted his hair, noticing with sadness how it doesn't look like it's been taken care of in ages. Sure you're gonna hang on? I wish, Vance sighs, but I got no choice. I gotta help Gord. Wait, what the huh? Sure you're gonna hang on. What does that mean? Whatever. I got no choice, but I gotta help Gord. Alright, then I'll stick with you until the end, Johnny promised and let go of him, glancing at the entrance to the basement. It's now or never. Yeah, Vance says when. Ring, 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 ring. The two shared a look before Vance accepted the call and held it to his ear in anticipation. Johnny leaned down, also listening to the speaker on the old cell phone. Vance speaking. No G. Thank God. Vance Medici, tonight you will make the final payment for Gord's ransom. The two greasers' eyes met, Vance's heart almost leaping out of his chest. I want you to come to Happy Volt Asylum at midnight with a box of jewelry. You will bring nobody with you as you will make this trade for Gord's life. Tonight will be your only chance to see him alive. You are to go to the front gates and tell security that you are visiting your cousin and say that you were told that he is dying. Security will know to take you inside the building, where you are to take you inside the building where you should follow instructions from them as well as going through the visitor's protocol. Don't forget midnight tonight. Vance speaking? Yeah. The call cut off there, and Vance's breath shook as he inhaled. Vance? Johnny asks in concern, but the greaser sent him a small smile. Tonight, Gord will be safe. Are we sure? We're only 8 chapters deep. Anyway. At the hole, Vance and Johnny walked in to see greasers and nerds sitting at an uncomfortable distance away from each other at both ends of the table where bets are usually counted at. Bucky screamed when he saw Johnny and Vance enter. It's the end! We're trapped! He cries, but Ernest hushed him. Calm down, they called us for help, he said, and murmurs rippled among the nerds. Help? Beatrice squeaked. Squeaks, how far behind are they on homework? Nothing like that, Hal spoke up indignant. It's more urgent than that. The whispers all slowed to a halt as Ernest coughed into his hand and stood. I thought we informed everybody at this point, but whatever. Stood beside Johnny. I have called for a cross-click meeting, he began. The reason I have called on this meeting is because days ago, Gord Vendome, associate of the Greasers, has been kidnapped in front of the school gates. The nerds gasped and hasty whispers quickly spread, while the Greasers just quietly shared looks. Up until now, Vance Medici has been given written instructions, and until a couple of days ago, he was given a burn phone. The instructions were for him to place pieces of Gord's assets a round Bullworth to pay off his ransom. However, the true nature of the kidnapping has been unveiled thanks to Duncan's perceptive eye. He gestures at Duncan, who is standing alone in the corner, invisible up until now, his arms crossed. He glanced away, uncomfortable with so many eyes on him. He has discovered a tranquilizer that was used on Gord to render him unconscious to make the kidnapping as quiet and quick as possible. What's the motivation? Bucky perked up with his hands up. Money, Ernest shrugs. He resumed his summary by revealing the tiny glass vial that Vance already saw. This is what Duncan cleverly recovered from the site of the kidnapping. It was originally in a needle and syringe, but judging from the remaining quantity, it appeared that Gorge managed to put up a fight upon realizing he was being assaulted. Okay. The others spoke to each other. I love repeating myself. Big fan. Spoke to each other in whispers, shock still washing over them. Nods and answers from the other greasers confirmed their fears as real and not a prank. Okay, but why us? Thad spoke up, confused. What can we do that they can't? He gestured at the greasers. We have brains and they are the brawn, the clique leader explains, growing enthusiastic as he held his hand out to Algie. Squire, the topographical illustration, if you please. Algie bowed before his mock lord, literally Hitler, and handed the rolled up papers to him, as well as another sheet of paper that was carefully kept flat in a poly pocket sleeve. He faced the crews once more with his chest out. Today we will begin an epic quest with our enemies. Johnny and Vance rolled their eyes at each other in amusement. Johnny Vincent, the young man stiffened as his name is called out. To show our support to assist you in your journey to rescue Gord, we will require your signature and agreement for a shared goal in combining our forces for greater manpower. Excuse me? Ernest glanced around nervously. A treaty. By signing it, you agree to stop your clique from bullying mine for the stated duration. The greasers glanced at each other with frowns and murmurs, as if this is like a difficult thing for them to give up. Just leave him alone. I don't understand. While the other group shared excited whispers. Johnny was stumped. It's not like we bully you guys all the time. Silence. A cough. All right. Johnny sighs heavily. So we might have been a bit hard on you guys, but it's school spirit, you know? It's the only way I can see us agreeing to help Gord, Ernest says lightly. It's only fair that we get something out of this rescue business. It's either that or we ask for money. Johnny sighed, glanced at his crew, who all quickly shook their heads upon hearing the word money, and they can't just promise that Gord will pay for it. That'll just be cheeky. Alright, so the leader sighs. In exchange for your clique helping me rescue Gord, we stop bullying and bothering you? Basically. That's all? Johnny burst. Because you ain't exactly an angel or a stickler for the rules. We all know what you did with those pics of Mandy. What's to say you won't do that with Lola? We wouldn't! Ernest shivers. Not after the jocks went after us. Johnny, Vance hissed from the group. Not to rush ya, but the time. But he didn't hear him as Ernest spoke up. Well, Johnny? Ernest held his pen out to him. What'll it be? We stop bullying you guys, he says. But only until the end of the year? Deal? A most disagreeable frown crossed the nerd leader's expression, but he inhaled and walked over to his team, gesturing for them to get into a huddle. They moved, and the murmurs and whispers began within the circle of green, white, and glasses. Meanwhile, Vance looked at his watch nervously, remembering the phone call from Polly D. That's what... Yes! Okay, sorry. Remembering the phone call from earlier, he opened his mouth to talk to Johnny when the huddle broke up and Ernest reluctantly picked up the paper and began to make an addition to the treaty in neat handwriting before showing it to Johnny. There, he says firmly, and that's the only addition that you'll make. Johnny, arms crossed with a smile, took a look at his crew with a nod. Well, boys, be on your best behavior to the rest of the year. Gord would do the same for us. To Ernest's satisfaction, the young man took the... God, this is so fucking stupid. Sorry. Okay. The young man took the pen off the table and signed the treaty. Growing agonized at the time constraints, Vance looked around to see the greasers starting to introduce themselves personally to the nerds and making small talk. If the deadline wasn't tonight, he'd feel like his heart was warming up at a new alliance. However uneasy it's going to be. God, he's going to miss giving Algie a wedgie. So that's that, Ernest said with an air of finality as Johnny finished signing the treaty. For today, we are brothers in arms, united to rescue Gord. Johnny rolled his eyes, saying, Don't get cocky, Ernest. We're only doing this because Gord is one of us. So let's get down to business then. Ernest looks too happy despite the dude, it's so bad. Despite the situation, he pointed at Algie. Algernon, give us that map layout. Roger, Algie says, gleefully, and unrolled the piece of paper on the table. Everyone gathered close, peering at the stickers already put in place. Why, Beatrice squinted through her glasses. Do we have a map of the Happy Volts Asylum? How do we know Gord is being held there? The tranquilizer we obtained is only used by certain doctors, ones who work with patients who have severe mental health conditions, Ernest explains, and oohs echoed from the group. Given the proximity of the drop-off locations for Vance, we concluded that a doctor is behind the kidnapping and one who has free access to powerful tranquilizers. The nerd leader quickly took a yardstick from Thad's hand, much to his annoyance, and pointed it at the building. This is Happy Volt's Asylum, an impenetrable fort, or so we thought. He moves the stick to a red cross on top of a tree. Last year, a rogue known as Jimmy Hopkins has twice broken into the insane asylum using the most rudimentary method, tree climbing. The nerds murmur in awe and nodded while the greasers tried not to snort at this revolutionary achievement. There's just one tree marked, Lucky says blankly, and there's a lot of us. Excellent observation, Ernest tried not to sound sarcastic under Johnny's watchful eye. However, with mere bolt cutters that we can obtain from Spaz Industries, we can sneak... Okay, weirdly specific, we do not need to be getting this deep. But okay. We can sneak around the back of the asylum and cut holes in the fencing. There are 8 men and 1 female in my clique, and 8 with yours. Oh, Lola's not participating? Feels a little motivated, but whatever. So it'd be best to swarm into the compound from a concentrated area, then diverge to neutralize threats. Hal suddenly piped up, sounding confused. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but we can't do that, Lefty burst, not noticing the hurt look on his friend's face. If we just charge in, all guns blazing, then Dr. Shade is bound to hear about it and kill Gord. Feels motivated. Let her in. Yeah. She would kill, like, 3 people to each greaser's 1, to be honest. So, jot that down. May I make a suggestion? Donald, a skinny twig of a nerd with half-moon glasses, squeaked with evident terror of being around so many greasers. The orderlies all have radios on them, so if we find a way to interfere with the signals to prevent them from alerting each other, then we can safely charge in. Beatrice can help with that, Bucky interjected enthusiastically. God, this is so fucking hard to read. Reading it in my head, it'd be fine. But, God, my mouth does not work like this. She developed an EMP gun from scratch. The girl smiled proudly as Ernest nodded. You two go and develop it after we're done here. The brunette saluted, and Ernest spun to face Johnny. Johnny, I understand that your men are particularly adept at fixing machinery. Pfft. Yeah, Johnny rolled his eyes. We can put together an engine in 30 minutes tops. Murmurs of agreement echoed. In that case, I want you and your men to run to this location after breaking in. Ernest shifted the stick at an outblock not far from the main gates, and do the opposite of what you usually do. We get to destroy something? Ricky burst excitedly, and the nerd grinned. What's it we gotta break? The generator that powers the whole facility, he explains. Once the power goes off, the backup generators will kickstart, but it means that power will be prioritized for essential equipment, if I'm correct. Then the security cameras will stop working, Vance murmured, thinking of Gord again. Exactly. So we break in through the fence, knock out the orderlies patrolling the area outside. Hey! Hal yelped, and everyone stared at him. He grew red. It's a great plan, pal, but you're missing something. Won't any cameras catch us on the way to the outblock? If security saw us, then they're going to know anyway and be sure of it when we destroy the generator. And couldn't we just turn it off? For the second time since the groups entered the hole, silence reigned. They swore they had heard a cricket chirping underground. Ernest chuckled, sweating nervously. Ah, good perception, friend, he laughed, wiping his brow. But yes, we're back to square one. Easy, just sneak one person in, Donald added with a surprising growth in confidence. Security will be lax, and they only need the guys outdoors to deal with one person. But if there's an army, then they'll send an army. They see one guy sneaking around, they'll just relax. So the original plan wouldn't change with that one alteration, Melvin summarized, and listened to murmurs of agreement. Ernest, who do we send? Considering it'll take one person to shut the generator, assuming that even a monkey can work out the controls, Ernest said, only to gulp at the glares. A hypothetical monkey, that is. Then one of you will be just fine. We need someone who is stealthy and quick with their hands. Ricky's hand shot up, and the greasers nodded. Johnny patted his back. Sorted, Ernest said shrilly and clapped his hands. So Ricky will break in on his own, go to the outbuilding, and disable the generator, which... God, this is... I'm like, holy fuck, man. This is long as hell. No wonder it's 80K. Should temporarily switch off the streetlights. We are to assume that it's our signal to begin the break-in. While Ricky is working on the generator, you guys should have the holes clipped in the fencing already for an immediate charge. Ricky will join the others in the assault against the staff. So the nerd aimed the yardstick at the fencing again. The greasers will make the first charge with potato guns, which are on loan from us, he said pointedly as he heard snickers. And once the outside orderlies are out of commission, then the nerds will storm the building through the front entrance while the greasers reload the spud guns before regrouping. So what about meeting Dr. Shade? Vance sighed, not believing that he forgot to mention this crucial information. I gotta see him at midnight. If I have you guys tailing me, it'll get messy. Everyone glanced at each other worriedly as he said that. So when is your scheduled meeting again? Brother, he just said midnight. We don't need any more text. I'm reading it all right now. Ernest asked curiously, midnight tonight. Panic spiked everyone's veins as if they hadn't heard that twice now. As they hurriedly glanced at each other, Vance frowned. We still got time to grab the stuff. No, the nerd leader shrieks and almost knocked out Thad when he shoved the yardstick back into his hands and whipped his arm around to point to Bucky. This chapter, insane. Like, the chapter is about as long as all the other chapters, but this one's boring. Man. Bucky, Beatrice, go make that EMP device and meet me at my room. Stat. He screeched at Melvin, Algie, and Fatty. You three, start development of the new generation potato guns and meet me in my room. Also, now. The four nerds immediately charged out the hole, screaming in panic. Johnny held up his hands impatiently. Calm down. We still got time, he assures them. We can help you guys make things too. Too many cooks will spoil the broth, Ernest said quickly, but Melvin elbowed him. We will need help, he argued. We got the blueprints and the parts. It's just manpower we really need. These guys are pros at building engines, so why not small-scale potato guns? Vance and his buddies shared proud smirks in Ernest's sighs. Fine. Johnny, who will you send to help us? Whoever's the most willing to help, the greaserhead answers, but I'm taking Vance aside for a talk. Hopefully it'll be more fucking interesting than the talk we've had just now. Holy shit. Confess having a crush on him or some shit. Come on. Anyway. Vance stared at him as Ernest quickly gathered up his papers, including the treaty. Fine, but before we forget, he suddenly tugs out something from his pocket. 2 sets of simple-looking earplugs. Take one each. They'll help us communicate. What? Not earplugs. Fucking headphones. Slow down, man. You're like 16. Earplugs. Massive blunder there. Anyway, they'll help us communicate. My guys already have some made so they can pass them to your team. Let's go. The meeting broke off and the cliques left the hole quietly, making awkward small talk. Vance checks his watch and groans. 5:47. A reassuring hand touched his shoulder. Johnny. Let's talk, he murmurs. Hopefully about something fucking interesting. Holy shit. He murmurs, and his friend followed him to the car part, and they sat inside the broken down bus. Oh, park. Not part. I mean, it says part. They meant park. Anyway, quietly watching pockets of the cliques talking more and passing those earbud communicators, Johnny sat a little closer to Vance, and he almost jumps out of his skin at the closeness. Vance, I ain't gonna deny it, but I remember us kissing at that party. Yes! Yes! Something interesting just like I asked! Yes! Okay. Vance's cheeks clash with his hair. You what? His mouth hung open. Finally! May I please have a cringe for that entire chunk? That was fucking awful. Please get well soon. Because Vance's hair is red, so his cheeks are getting red as well. You can do a cringe for that as well, if you would like. And while I don't remember much from the party, I can't remember feeling so damn guilty because I kissed someone who ain't Lola, he admitted. It's the alcohol. It does things to you. Yeah, Vance gruffly agreed, looking down. Is this really the time to talk about this? I agree. But I'm so glad it's happening. Thank God. Something weirdly inconvenient to interrupt the whole thing. But I never meant to hurt you, Johnny carried on. You're one of the best friends I ever have. Cool writing. And I'd never give you up for anything else, not even Lola. Why are you saying this now? The redhead mutters, wishing the ground would swallow him. We gotta focus on Gord. Because, Johnny began firmly, but in the gentlest tone you can manage. You're hurting. You think I was too drunk to remember what we did, and holding it back is only gonna burn you. I'm only saying this now to clear things up so we can move on. I feel like just not bringing it up probably would have done the same. He would have been like, he forgot. What are you gonna do? Also, he was with someone. I'm gonna lose it. Okay, sorry. You're only saying that because you knew I got someone to love. Vance snaps. Johnny could see how depressed this is making him. He deflated and leant with a T back against the ripped bus seat. There are no seats in that bus. Good talk. All right, fine. I loved you. You're the you're the coolest and smartest, and you make goddamn leather trousers look so so delicious, but I'd prefer Gord's ass. Thank God. Can I have a cringe, please? If you don't mind. Thank you so much. Happy? Johnny grinned, trying not to laugh. Very, he says with satisfaction, and stood up. Come on, Romeo, let's go save your Juliet? Julian? Oh. Can I have a cringe? Can I have a cringe, please? Thank you. Man, they really killed us with that super boring part, and then it got really bad. Whew, loved it. Okay. No kidding. Wow, okay. We're back in it. Gord is back. Okay. Vance finally burst out laughing and stood up to hug him properly. Thanks, pal. Whew. I gotta take a break out of that shit. Holy fuck. Also, epic, okay, give me like 2 seconds. I don't know, who do you want to be? I'm matching profile pictures with my gay lover. Not real. And we're gonna be Mordecai and Twilight Sparkle. So we have to figure out who's who. And also, I need a second. May die here. I don't know. We are very funny. The other goes first, I think. So whoever is facing left is the one I should be, I think. But I don't remember who that is. Okay, I will keep you updated on it. I'll keep you updated on who I will end up being. Okay, anyway. In the lowly prison cell, Gord... Yes, we're back to Gord. Gord did not even grunt when his captor changed the IV needle in his arm to connect him to another bag of indeterminate fluids. Just fucking take out the IV! I can't believe he hasn't done that yet. Are you insane? Sorry, he responded. I love him. Okay. Indeterminate fluids. This time, they seem to work more strongly as he fell asleep right away. Okay. Well, if you're asleep, there's nothing you can do, but I will fucking kill you. The bulky kidnapper felt his pulse and cursed. Another man watched him from the door, looking nervous. You put in too much, the kidnapper growls darkly, turning to face them. I want this boy conscious, not comatose. Unconscious. Unconscious. Fucking idiot. You're a doctor? With this sort of... He responded again. Is it a whole movement? Oh, right. I just remember one very particular image. Was the most famous. It was like drawn in MS Paint. Okay, hold on. Here it is. Copy image. This one. But there's also ones that actually fucking look good. Oh my god. TikTok cosplay. Somebody do something. Okay, sorry. Anyway. Ha! My bad. Image jump scare? Yeah. Just like Ghost the other day. But only for me and nobody else. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna, like, hash this out. This feels right. Because I'm gonna keep stopping. So I'll just keep responding. Okay, excellent. I will swap to Twilight. I'm on stream right now, so it will have to be later. But I'm like 99% sure because that's how the phones were set up. I was the big one. Okay. You know, that feels like a good last message. All right. Anyway, sorry. Love you. I apologize. You said you needed something strong. Yes, but not like this. He gestures angrily at the unconscious captive. I want him alive and scared. How else are we going to get that kid to give us the dough? I'll change the bag straight away, the shaking male opposite him exclaims before hurrying away, returning a minute later with a different bag of fluids and moved to change the bags with shaking hands. The kidnapper still glared at him. Don't be so damn spastic, he burst. After tonight, you'll get your share and we'll be too far away for the Vendomes to get their hands on us. Besides, there's no point in wasting the tranquilizer since we're only gonna kill that scruff in this prick. The slimmer male froze and stared at him. But you didn't say, change of plan, the kidnapper snaps. I just realized he'll have seen your face when you change the IV fluid regularly. He may be woozy at those times, but he'll definitely know it's you. I doubt it. There, the bag has changed. At that moment, a loud scream pierced the air and the bulkier man groans. We'll talk about this later. Prepare yourself for the meeting tonight because you're the bait and he's the prey. He immediately walks out of his line of sight, but the lackey didn't leave. You're the bait and he's the prey. I guess. Kind of a weird analogy. 10 o'clock rapidly approached, and Vance nervously sat on the step outside the boys' dorm building, staring ahead at the sky. Feeling the earbud in his ear, he can hear various conversations going on with the shared radio network that the nerds have created. Sweet engines, I didn't know you guys are so good at these. Well, we can't always study trigonometry, eh? Laughs. Hearing them between unlikely allies brought a smile to his face. Don't get too comfortable, pal. We gotta save Gord, because I never saw Vance look so happy before. I swear it just used to be his hair that gave him happiness. Vance opened his mouth to talk, but stops. I know. Oh, here's the screw you need. Thanks. You ain't too bad yourself, Algie. Weird, but at least you're smart. Thanks, Larry. Just as Vance was about to ask who Larry is, he thought, oh, Peanut. Nah, just call me Hesitation. You're welcome. Vance laughed softly. Hey, Vance, where are you? Hal suddenly asks over the radio waves. Curfew's in an hour. I'm just outside the boys' dorm, he answers. His fingers dipped into it. I do not like dipped, but anyway. Into his pocket, but withdrew them as he reminds himself not to smoke. Oh, radio, yeah. Classic radio waves moment. Do I like dipped? I don't think I do. I would like dipped if I did it, but not when they do it. Okay, anyway. How is everyone doing? Answers murmured assurances, but one panicked voice. You hate dipped. Okay, that's good. Is your pocket wet? Or you have to finish the analogy or the metaphor. If you're gonna do a dipped metaphor, you have to finish it. You know? Dipped beneath the surface. I don't know. Something. You can't just do dipped. I do not like dipped on its own. But anyway. Answers murmured assurances, but one panicked voice spoke up. Not good. We're still nowhere near the weapons quota. We still got 2 hours, Vance reminds everyone with a sigh. If you panic, you'll slow down. Get it? Ring, 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 ring. Jumping to his feet in shock, Vance hurriedly answered his phone, digging his hand in his pocket anxiously. The sauce in their pocket. Meatcore! I love putting dumb shit in my pockets. Anyway, what is it? The deadline is changed. Meet us in an hour from now. Nothing else changes. Goodbye. Wait, no! Vance cried out, staring at the mini screen in horror. Vance, what's wrong? Johnny's deep voice asked, and the redhead shook, saying nothing. Vance, it's nothing, he blurted. It's nothing, bro. He just called and demanded an hour earlier. Huh? What do you mean it's nothing? Are you dumb? The kidnapper just phoned. He wants me to come an hour early. The others' voices rose, startled as panic starts to set in. I'm going anyway, Vance announced, heart thrumming. The sooner I get there, the sooner I rescue Gord. The weapons aren't ready, Ernest exclaims. We have the manpower, but not enough weapons. Vance, don't rush off yet, Johnny warns him, but Vance was already walking away from the boys down, carrying the backpack with the box of jewelry in it. All right, good sentence. Sorry I had to help you with it, but we can't all be winners. Use whatever weapons you already have and just improvise, Vance says before stopping at the crossroad between the school, the dormitories, and the entrance gate, and turning in the direction of the gates, heading down with New Coventry and a specific location in mind, but with a particular item in mind. What? I have to read that again. Vance says before stopping at the crossroad between the school, the dormitories, and the entrance gate, and turning in the direction of the gates. He is leaving. Heading down with New Coventry and a specific location in mind. He is heading to a specific spot. I assume Happy Volts, but who fucking knows? Because they could have just said that. But with a particular item in mind, his blood chilled. Separate item. We don't know what it is for some reason. Thank you. Cool sentences. This chapter is so, and we're not looking good. There's a lot more chapter. I remember this chapter being the end almost. I know there's 11 chapters, but this is the last one, if that makes sense. But I might be making that up, so don't quote me. Particular item in mind, his blood chilled. He knows that what he has in mind is wrong, but not just morally, but also legally. But a strange calmness washed over him as he realized within himself that he will definitely do anything to save it. Murder? Oh, are we doing murder? Diary, we're back. I don't understand what is going on, or what time it is, but my stomach growled when I woke up. All I know is that the grogginess I felt for the past few days has more or less disappeared. It's then that I noticed that the IV needle is no longer in my arm, but hanging limply. I had a note pressed into my hand, which read, Gord, be prepared for tonight. Your kidnapper is preparing to trade you for the rest of the jewelry at 11 p.m. Vance will be coming. Check your watch and apply this IV fluid to the back of your hand as soon as it turns 10:45 p.m. It'll completely knock you out and slow your pulse to the point it can, Yes! I'm remembering the rest of the chapter. Okay. Nobody panic. Oh my god, it's getting good. Ooh, chapter 8 is redeemable. I promise. Okay. No, focus. Okay. It cannot slow your pulse down to the point where it cannot be detected. Your kidnapper will think he has killed you and panic. I will take that moment to apprehend him and hand him to the police. And panic set in. It's almost 10:45. Thank God my watch wasn't broken when I got kidnapped. But I don't have the time to decide if the person who wrote the note is genuinely helping me or not. For all I know, they could want me as unresponsive as possible to make it easy to move me if the exchange goes wrong. I must be conscious long enough to see Vance, but I don't know what to do. I'm finally properly awake and breathing and actually walking around the cell without feeling like falling into a coma. The last thing I want is to throw myself back into that darkness. It's painless but still frightening. It's almost like death. Oh god, it's so fucking annoying. But I suppose if there is someone who's going to help me, then I may as well play along. I'll even get them a reduced sentence if they are genuine enough. Okay, thank you. I still can't believe that Dr. Shade would do this. He's a really nice person from when I met him, even more than the real usual doctors that treat my family. Right now, I'm sitting on the stone cold floor, thinking of what to do or what position to take. Maybe I can look dead being sprawled over the floor. Oh well, these clothes will have been dirty with days of sweat of not being washed from them. 10:44. I'm going to prepare myself. I'll see you on the other side, diary. Hopefully with Vance. Gord! Goofy. Anyway, fuck. In spite of this quick trip down to New Coventry to a drug den after knocking out the guard without them seeing him, Vance managed to run back to the school with 20 minutes to spare for the meeting. It's gonna take a while to fucking get. Oh wait, never mind. They've got the shortcut tunnel. Never mind. Scratch that. He ran towards the library, saw that nobody else is out, and hopped over the low brick wall to face the open gate. Excuse me. Vance. The redhead stopped short of the secret gate beside the library. He didn't turn around to look at Duncan. Don't go. The others aren't here yet. The deadline is approaching. Vance's voice croaks, anxiety peaking. If I'm even a minute late, Gord could be killed. The weight of Gord's fate lies in the heavy contents of Vance's backpack. This time, I'm getting him back. So wait, what the fuck did he run to get? In spite of his quick trip down to New Coventry to a drug den after knocking out the guard without them seeing... What? Okay, sorry. Duncan desperately looked around, seeing nobody else approaching their location. They'll come, I swear. They said they'd come with us. Tell them to catch up then, Vance snapped, finally facing him, because I sure as hell ain't waiting. He took one step forward and the dropout seized his arm, stopping him. You can't! Vance! Dude, no one knows what's going on. It's fucking awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, sorry. Chapter 8 is redeemable, I promise. I know it was a little rough there. But they had to slow it down. The calm before the storm. The calm before the storm. Okay. You can't. Vance! Duncan spluttered before Vance quickly moved and pointed something at his face. And he was hit by paralyzation at the gleaming metal of a gun aiming at him. A gun?! Yes! He got a gun! Oh my god. This is awesome! Okay. I said I'd do anything. Now stay put, the greaser says, shockingly calmly, before slipping the gun back into his holster hidden under the spare denim jacket and walking on, setting foot outside the gate and into the night. Shaking, Duncan leaned against the gate, watching him walk down the dirt path between the rolling hills before vanishing out of sight. Oh my god, this is so exciting! Quietly, feeling his heart grow heavier than his backpack, Vance tried not to shake so much that he'll collapse and never give up. but coughing into the tissue woke him up a little, and he trudged on. How can the observatory be so far from the school? He thought when he finally made it to the abandoned tunnel shafts that were previously boarded up. He took the one that he knows will lead him to the Happy Vaults. You could have fucking rode your bike, but whatever. Bringing out a flashlight from his other pocket, Vance carefully navigated the claustrophobic space while trying to ignore the heavy smell of dirt invading his nostrils that permeated through a sudden heavy rainstorm. Lame as hell. When he left the tunnel, he dashed to the other set of tunnels before he could get soaked, but his hair already plastered to his face, he brushed it aside in annoyance. Of all the times to ignore the weather forecast. There, ahead of him, with its imposing figure looming an unforgiving presence in Bulworth, sat Happy Vault Asylum, with its stark lighting beaming from particular rooms. The distant howls from patients play like organs in hell, with off-key shrieks and mechanical whirring serving as permanent white noise. Because of the rain, all the patients seemed to have been herded indoors, leaving behind a quiet wasteland of neatly trimmed hedges. How could Gord stand to be in a place like this? Vance though with a shudder, trying to imagine himself locked in a room surrounded by screaming 24/7. Surrounded by scream. Okay, never mind. I read it right. I didn't comprehend it properly though. Powering through a sudden rush of adrenaline, Vance approached the main gates and rattled them to get the attention of a guard who was reading a newspaper in his booth. He growled and left while holding open an umbrella to storm up the gate. "Who the hell are you? I'm calling the cops." "I'm here to see my cousin," Vance yelled above the pounding rain. He could barely see a few meters ahead of him. "I heard he's going to die soon." The man regarded him with annoyance before pulling out a ring of keys and opened the gate, yanking it open and let the redhead scurry inside Happy Vault's property. Before Vance could dash ahead, the man grabbed his arm with a strong grip that'll bruise. "All visitors are to be escorted," he hisses near his ear. "The last time someone broke in, they set off the alarm and some lunatics escaped." Snatching his arm away, the redhead growled in agreement, and as if on purpose, the guard walked slowly with his umbrella over his head while Vance remained by his side, getting more thoroughly soaked until they reached indoors, where he dropped the umbrella aside on a coat hook. He then turned to Vance with his arms crossed. Security protocol changed too. All visitors are to take off their shoes and be searched for contraband. "Seriously, my cousin is sick," Vance pleaded, thinking of the contents in his backpack and the gun weighing heavily on his hip. What would I give him to help him escape when he's already being cared for? "Security protocol," the guard repeated the snarl, unfolding his arms. "If you're not going to cooperate, then I'm going to have to perform a strip search if necessary." "Brother, that is a child. Gonna have to stop you right there. That is a baby. What are you thinking? That is, hello." "I don't know, man. Anyway, okay, Vance protested, eyes darting around. "Just give me a second. I got this stuff here in my backpack. It's all payment for my cousin's treatment." The guard frowned looked at the bag, that he shrugged off his shoulders with a grunt. "What do you have in there? Gold bars?" he joked. "If you got more under your clothes, then I'm gonna have to look." Vance suddenly spun and swung the bag against his head, instantly knocking him out. He collapsed against the wall and slumped into a heap, groaning lightly. Shaking, the redhead looked for security cameras, but couldn't see any in this reception area. Thank goodness. Quickly, kind of a weird place to not put security cameras, but fucking go off. Quickly, he dragged the body to the cleaning cupboard nearby and shoved him inside with effort and shut the door, propping a chair against the handle. The PA cracked to life. "Will Vance please come to the common room area? Your cousin's health is deteriorating." Wasting no time, Vance burst through the doors to get to the common room, where ahead of him, sitting in front of the TV, is someone familiar. Rain pounded against the oh my god, they're making it like a fucking movie. This is awesome. Okay, rain pounded against the windows and the lightning flashed, briefly lighting up the dim room, showing off their silhouette. Thank God. Upon hearing the doors closing, the figure stood, turned, and Dr. Shade grimly gazed at the visitor, who almost collapsed in shock. His usually smooth... Okay, we already fucking knew it was Dr. Shade. We've been talking about it for like... We can't act surprised. We've been told. We have literally been told. Please do not act surprised. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. His usually smooth hair looked unkempt and greasy, as if he worked endlessly, and his lab coat has stains of fluids on it. Did not like fluids. But anyway, Dr. Shade, why? Actually, you know what? Can I get a cringe for him acting fucking surprised? please? That's fucking insane. Literally psychotic. Anyway. Dr. Shade, why? He yelled. You treated us. You saved our lives. I didn't want to believe it, but I have to now. Before his hand could dive under his jacket, the doctor sniffed and he stopped. I didn't want to believe it either. But trust me, Vance, I didn't want to play along, but I got too much to lose. Huh? The doors to Block C creaked loudly, and Vance shot his gaze over to a burly orderly with a stubble and flat top hair. His name tag read Theo. His grin sent needles up Vance's spine. Ah, Vance, here you are. Your cousin is on death's bed, he spoke amicably. Hurry now, you wouldn't want to waste any more seconds. Theo, Dr. Shade said weakly, but Theo's such a fucking funny-ass name for a villain. I'm sorry. All I can think about is the chunky, green chipmunk from Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's Theo. Theodore. Fuck, that's so funny. Anyway. Oh my god, not until he yelled but shut his eyes and inhaled deeply. Not until it's over, Dr. Shade. Then you can get on the first plane to the Bahamas tomorrow. Oh, here's my favorite. Yeah, the chunky one. Vance resisted the urge to shoot Theo, but could only tightly grip the straps of his backpack. Come along now, Theo said patronizingly, stepping aside. Walk within my sight and no funny stuff. Dr. Shade, you stay here. Vance watched the resigned doctor slump back down on the sofa as he walked over to Theo, walking in front of him as he entered the C block, immediately being hit with a stench of death and dust from years of apparent disuse. Straight ahead, Theo spoke, voice echoing with their footsteps. Vance obeyed, eyes wandering to the dried bloody scratches on the dried bloody scratches on the walls, as well as the patches of plaster that had fallen off and revealed crumbling brickwork. Cobwebs gathered overhead, gathering dust and corpses of prey that have been consumed by large spiders. The layout of Block C's cells are similar to the other blocks, except there are piles of rubble and ruined medical instruments carelessly discarded within them. Some doors are jammed shut, having never been opened in God knows how many years. They looped around the corridor's obstructions. Stop. Vance paused as Theo walked past him to open a door, sliding 3 sets of locks back, just like Gord said. Before kicking the door open and the redhead's heart leapt to his mouth, in front of him Gord lay collapsed on the floor with his back to them. Theo grunted and shoved Vance inside. Drop your bag off here, then go wake him up. I know he's, like, planning on murdering him, but, like, don't do that. Don't. Okay. Still stunned, Vance. Okay. Vance obediently slipped the backpack off his shoulders to the floor before dropping. Okay. Why would you get in? Okay. Slipped the backpack off his shoulders to the floor before dropping to his knees and gently shook Gord's shoulder as he noticed the IV drip just hanging from the bag full of fluids that he cannot identify. It had created a small puddle that slowly grew in size as the bag emptied. He saw Gord's lips move ever so slightly, and he lifted him to sit gently upright. Pretend I'm dead. The villain is right there. Okay, sorry. The softest whisper brushed against his ear, and he inhaled sharply because the guy he loves... Maybe can I have a cringe, please? Is living and breathing. Vance's heart almost shot from his chest. Theo hasn't heard him, has he? Well, Theo practically shouted impatiently, wake him up! Thank you for the cringe. Happy 250. Already emotional from seeing Gord so weak and starved, Vance gently laid him down with a real sob hunched over. He's dead, he burst, unable to stop his tears. You killed him. You what? Wait, what? No, I what? He what? Nothing, anything but you what? That one makes the least sense, but okay. He is the villain. He can be wrong. Theo yelled, storming up to them and shoved him aside. Stumbling, Vance clung to the bed in shock and stood up, watching the orderly roll Gord's limp body over and snatching his wrist and feeling for a pulse in his neck. He choked and shot to his feet, paling. The deal is off, Vance yelled. Okay, he already has the fucking money. Hey, dumbass. You gave him the backpack earlier. Anyway, I'm gonna lose my mind. The deal is off, Vance yelled, voice wavering. You went against our agreement. No, he can't be, Theo spluttered, checking for a pulse again. The greaser pointed at the IV bag. You poisoned him so that he'll die sometime after you get the ransom, he shouts. Why would you change our meeting time if you were going to do this? You were going to double-cross me you were going to double-cross me, you sneak. I would come up with a few more words besides that one, but if that's the best you can do, Vance, go off. Theo turned to him with a dark glare, cracking his knuckles, because this is an adult about to beat a 16-year-old, but okay. Cracking his knuckles, Vance stared, backing up with his back, hitting the bed. Classic. So many backs. Did you really think I was going to let you two leave this place alive? He snarled, stepping over Gord. After I get that money, I can finally leave this fucking town and live it up elsewhere. I get no appreciation for this stupid job. I get bitten, spat at, punched, slapped, and even accused of rape more times than all the celebrities that pass over me. Did you just say that? Oh my god. That's too good. That is too good. Man. Chapter 8! Okay, sorry. Okay, focus! It just takes less work when one's already drugged out of his skull so he can't scream when I go to break his neck like what I'm about to do to you. Okay. It's a 16-year-old baby. What are you thinking? With a large looming figure advancing towards him, Vance gulped and quickly drew the gun from under his jacket, pointing it at Theo. He stopped in shock. Take another step and I'll kill you, he blurted, shaking. I want you to go call the cops and confess to kidnapping Gord. The orderly suddenly laughed. Who are they going to believe? The doctor that has over 30 years experience practicing within us here, or some crazy kid who's about to drop out of school? He taunted. You could kill me right now and it'll only look bad for you. Come on, shoot. Vance glanced at Gord, who was still unmoving. Come on, Gord, he thought desperately. Whatever you're planning, now would be a good time. So it's not real, Theo cackled and walked towards him. Panic spiked his veins, but before he could pull the trigger, the larger man knocked the gun aside and put a hand to his throat, throwing him onto the bed, adding pressure to his windpipe. The bed screeched violently against the wall. Eyes wide, Vance stared up at the disgusting man, straightening his arm, only squeezing his neck even more. Shut up and die! You won't last with those shitty lungs! Why do you know so much about him? Just curious. Anyway, guys, where are you? Vance's mind screamed, desperately kicking out, thinking of his teams and how he foolishly left them behind. Bang! Theo screamed as a bullet struck his upper arm and immediately let go of Vance. The greaser breathed sharply, scrabbling aside to quickly look down at Gord, who could barely support himself upright on his elbow. Oh my god, he's on the ground. That's so fucking funny. He panted with his shaking arm and beads of sweat rolling down his forehead. Get off him, he said weakly, and forced himself to his feet, holding onto the wall for support. I've been holding the mouse button down so hard that my wrist is starting to cramp up. It's so fucking funny. Anyway, Vance wanted to cry, but Theo's expression was animalistically furious as he clutched his bleeding arm. Blood bloomed beneath his hand, staining the white uniform. How? He screamed. You were dead! Wait, what the fuck? I thought you knew Vance wasn't dead. I'm sorry, we have to go back. Where was it? So it's not real. So he literally said that. He literally... I'm so confused. Whatever, it's fine. Apparently we're surprised. How? He screamed. You were dead. I swallowed some of the drug because it slows my pulse. Thank God. I love reading. My pulse, he explained with a tired grin. His eyes shone through evident medically induced exhaustion. Dr. Shade measured it to be timed. Yes, let's fucking go. Gord, you fucking genius, Vance meant. Okay, also, we didn't know it was Dr. Shade. We did a whole bit at 10:44, the minute before he was supposed to go unconscious to the point where he was almost dead. Also, if he was supposed to be almost dead, he should have been unconscious, right? So why did he have the ability to, I don't know, whisper in Vance's ear to let him know that he was alive? Just curious on that. Update me when you're ready. Okay. Vance mentally cheered and hopped off the bed to run to his side, looping his arm around his shoulders. His warmth made him feel alive. I mean, realistically, he would be cold. It has been confirmed that he would be cold, but okay. His warmth made him feel alive once more. Gord gently headbutted him, allowing him to take the gun into his hand. As his arm fell limp by his side, Vance shot Theo a grin. There's so much dumb shit here. Let's go, Chapter 8. Let's go. I wish I could kill you, but with Gord alive, your career and your life are fucked. Get on the floor, bitch. I got backup arriving. Grunting, Theo grinned. You're not the only ones with... Just kill him. You brought a gun. Just go for it. Literally just go for it. I don't understand. Okay, anyway. And he pulled a radio from his belt, pressing it. Explosions, huh? Rocked the building. What the fuck? And the two boys yelled in surprise, holding each other tightly until the ground stopped shaking from momentous rocking. What did you do? Vance demanded, aiming at him again. Theo cackled. I rigged the entire asylum to explosives with explosive to trigger fires. Okay. I also cut off the emergency alarm system so that all the cell doors won't open automatically and the inmates will perish in the fires. No! The redhead gasped, and the orderly burst out laughing again as he picked up Vance's backpack and hoisted it over his shoulder, holding his finger over another button. Dude, I know! What is going on? If you care about justice, then you'll let me run and we can catch up later. But first, you gotta save all those trapped inmates. Plus, your boyfriend will be too drugged to help, so what will you do? He taunted, stepping backwards. Oh, right. Nothing. Because you'll be trapped in here, too! And before Vance could yell, the door slammed, and the sound of 3 locks scraped across... I'm sorry, the locks, that's so funny. All 3 of them, even. As if they aren't fucking. Okay, whatever. Damn it, Vance roared and let go of Gord to slam against the head. Okay, what? Letting go of Gord to, like, be angry is the funniest shit you could do. But anyway. Slam against the heavy metal, but nothing happened. Let us out! A cry snapped him out of it when he turned to see Gord kneeling down, looking pale as he coughed into his hand. Vance's expression dropped as he quickly embraced him gently. I'll be fine, you idiot, Gord breathed sadly. Emotional breathing, let's go. But I'll get us out of here, Vance argued, looking at his face, noticing the dark circles under his eyes. I promise, I came here to save you and I intend on doing that. He let go of him and pounded the door, yelling, Free Gord! Just leave me behind! I came here to save you, now it's time to beg for your life. Cool. Totally not lame. Suddenly, the locks unlatched to his surprise and the door swung open to reveal Ernest in army gear. Literally Hitler, holding a potato gun except this one. And the ones held by LG and Fatty have... Wait, what the fuck? Holding a potato gun except this one and the ones held by LG and Fatty have black exterior casings. Thank you for clarifying. Army gear, let's go. Vance stepped back in shock and the clique leader grinned. Nerd Brigade at your service, Medici. We're currently shooting down the other orderlies. Did you get a guy with a backpack? Vance demanded, and Ernest blinked, holding his radio to his ear. Commander Ernest speaking. Has anyone apprehended an orderly with a backpack? Over. A few seconds later, he shook his head no. Theo is the mastermind behind the kidnapping, the redhead hurriedly explained. Tell everyone to watch out for him. He should have his name tag on, conveniently, and he's about 6 foot tall and overweight. Ernest quickly repeated the description before looking at Gord. Kind of a lame-ass description, by the way. What color is his hair? You know, like... That would have been better. But anyway, Ernest quickly repeated the description before looking at Gord, who stood hidden behind Vance, and he let out a celebratory cheer. Yes, Vance has the payload. Overwatch like an ass. He exclaimed and he exchanged high fives with Fatty and Algie, but Vance cut across impatiently, practically snarling. Theo's also rigged explosions around the building so that it'll go down in flames. He cut off the emergency alarm so the prison cells can't open automatically, meaning, say no more, Ernest cried and yelled into his radio. Teams B and C hurry to blocks A and B and open the cells. The place is on fire. I repeat, the place is on fire. While he spoke, Algie stepped up to wind Gordon's arm around his shoulder and Fatty did the same. Vance grimaced, wanting to carry Gord, but his own neck started to hurt. I'm sorry. Holding someone will only make it more sore. Let's go, Ernest declared, and they began to hurry out of Block C to see the chaos of greasers and nerds assisting people from the cells as well as shooting potato guns at any aggressive members of staff, of which they also dragged outside. The heavy stench of smoke poured from the other blocks, suffocating the air, while the nerd trio took Gord out of the common area. Vance stopped, seeing Dr. Shade just sitting on the sofa with his head hung low, ignoring the events around him. Dr. Shade, come on, the place is on fire, he pleaded. I know, he said despondently, because I was instructed to rig them, just like with the Ferris wheel. We get it. Just come with us, or better yet, help us get the patients to safety. I can't repent for my sins, the doctor said gloomily. Theo saw the jewelry that Gord gave me and began to make threats against me in order to plan his kidnapping. My career will be over, and so will my life. It's not too late, dude, I know, it's so funny, like, I know you committed a crime or whatever, but please pull it together. Anyway, it's not too late, Vance shouted and gasped as a small earthquake shook the as the sound of collapsing walls could be heard within one of the blocks, drowning out screaming. His heart thudded against his ribcage. Are his friends okay? He turned to him desperately. You can testify against him and Gord will put in a good word for you so that you can get another job. Nestor, never underestimate rich people, pal. Will you two ever forgive me? Oh wait, he snaps, excuse me. Will you two ever forgive me? Dr. Shade snaps and finally stood up. I provided the equipment and the car used to kidnap Gord. He's alive, so we do forgive you. I don't, personally, but okay. Vance yelled and seized his wrist. Like it or not, I'm taking you with me. It's because of you that I got treated for pneumonia, and I'd have died if it wasn't for your skill. You're the best doctor I could have to treat me. No, let's not forgive him. I think he should fucking go to jail. Yeah, I agree. Sure, he was an accomplice, but maybe, I don't know, report it to the police? Be like, hey, a buddy of mine is planning on kidnapping a 16-year-old. Can you do something about that? And the cops would be like, no, actually. There's not, you have proof. You have messages telling us that Gord Vendome will be kidnapped at 5 p.m. in front of the school gates. But we can't do anything about that because he hasn't been kidnapped yet. So you're gonna have to talk to somebody else. Anyway, his snark eyes met the burning determination in the schoolboy's and felt his eyes moisten, mostly out of emotion and not from the black smoke rolling inside the common area. Obviously, they were the only ones left in there. Come on, then, Dr. Shade muttered, and Vance practically dragged him out of there before the ceiling could collapse on them. Police cars and ambulances parked with sirens wailing and lights flashing as students and asylum patients were treated outside the burning asylum, and Ernest spoke to the newspaper crews enthusiastically while allowing other greasers to put their words in. As Dr. Shade and Vance approached the open gates, the greasers and nerds began applauding, whistling, and cheering. Stuff that's stupid as fuck. Vance smiled sheepishly and waved until he saw Gord hurry over to him, as fast as his sluggishly drugged body would allow him. And they embraced tightly. I thought I lost you. You came to rescue me with that mindset. Not very reassuring, Gord joked, but still smiled and held his lower jaw before leaning in, but blacked out before his lips could touch Vance's and slumped against him. Stop, that's so fucking funny. He still smiled, going as red as his hair, and hugged the unconscious prep, showing no shame as a tear left his eye. What the fuck? I'm sorry, we can't help you. Did you know Mr. Vendome is actually a trauma fraud? Yeah, so maybe his son should get kidnapped. I don't know. God, this is so good. Unfortunately, no comments to read. Boo. Alright. Chapter 9. We're getting in it now. Alright. Dear Diary, I'm so happy to have you back, Diary, but I'm also happy that I have Vance back in my life, too. You were fucking kidnapped. But anyway, I still get the odd feeling in my chest when I think of him. He looks so different to me now that I see him that way. His eyes seem to shine when I'm around, and the accent in his voice is so soothing for me to hear. I know I sound like such a sap, but to hell with it. Damn, my bad. Nobody, maybe except Vance, can look into this diary. So much has happened, but I think I will write down everything in another diary of my time in captivity, as suggested by my therapist. Not only will it help me mentally, but also help the prosecution and the police collaborate evidence. It appeared so far that all the stuff working at Happy Volts had no clue that a kidnap victim was held right under their noses, with the exception of Dr. Shade, who is also in custody, but I stress that he acted under duress. Okay, I don't really fucking care, to be honest. After I got treated in a hospital for overdosing myself on the tranquilizer, Mother came to see me and followed doctor's suggestions to get me seen by a therapist to make sure I'm mentally sound. I don't think I am. Fair enough. I don't think I even properly accepted the fact that I was kept hostage despite what had happened. But then I accepted it while sleeping in the hospital bed with Vance holding my hand, and it was like I was having a heart attack. When I woke up, my chest just felt so tight, and it was like my heart was being crushed under a boulder. I could barely breathe properly. Luckily, he sat me up, holding my hands, talking to me gently, and helped me out of a panic attack. If you want to see a movie with a panic attack handled sincerely, watch Gord Vendome's Downward Spiral. Oh, sorry. Plug again. Yeah. Anyway, then I broke down and we hugged for a while. I've forgiven him and Duncan for writing in my diary. Okay. As if that was even a fucking issue. You were, kidnapped? Anyway, I can understand how therapeutic it is to write your feelings down. I think it changed us three in subtle ways. You were kidnapped. Because while I spoke to my mother in hospital, she stopped to tell me, "You've changed, Gord. I think writing that diary made you more humble, more open-minded. We should go visit your father to tell him of your progress." Where were you? Well, yeah, it's trauma. Yeah. Where were you while father was in prison? Why didn't you call me again after giving me the news of his initial arrest? I asked, and she sighed. I couldn't bear the thought of it. Your father should be the one feeling ashamed, not me. I had to take myself on a trip, otherwise I'd be pacing at home, frazzled out of my mind. You understand, don't you? I don't. Darby Harrington made my life hell. If Vance hadn't prevented me, I probably would have... I slowed down. Vance is a friend, and... I know, she interrupted dismissively with a pinched frown, and your boyfriend. I'm not closed-minded, but please be careful of this kind of relationship. I wouldn't bear it if you if you come down with any diseases. I know she was trying not to say AIDS, but I could only scowl and nod. Not the AIDS crisis. Mom, it's Bulworth, not a commune. Mom? She repeated with a deeper frown, and I coughed. Mother. That's better. She nodded and changed the subject. I won't worry if you two break up, because these relationships don't last long when started in school. But if it does end, then please don't dwell on it. I already have a few friends with daughters who are on speed dial. I don't think I have any intentions of breaking up with Vance, but I could only nod, otherwise she'll start insisting that I do. Then she started blathering about these spa treatments that she received, as well as a meditation session that she held on Mount Tibet with a world-renowned Buddhist. The next 10 minutes was just a one-sided conversation, as always. Usually I'd throw in a word about Aquaberry, but I don't have the heart to speak of them. I haven't even pre-ordered the summerwear collection. In fact, apart from the silver earrings, I haven't purchased anything with Aquaberry labeled on it. Glad I could help. Mother, I interrupt. Just how are we doing financially? Just fine, dear, she blinked in surprise. Why? What do you mean, just fine? I stared at her. You mean to say that we haven't lost any money? No hotels shutting down? She just rolled her eyes. Son, I figured that if your father is going to go to, this is one of my fucking favorite parts, it's so funny. If your father is going to go to jail, then I might as well train you how to be more responsible for your pocket money in the event that the Vendome fund will run into the red. It's why I instructed you to be more frugal and selective of what trips you go on with your friends at Harrington House. Mom, they kicked me out of Harrington House, I yelled loud. Fuck, I yelled louder than I thought. I sounded hysterical, but I should be. She technically lied to me about our money. I've been living like a pauper for God knows how long. I really believed that I was going to live off gruel, bread, and water for the rest of my life. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. They what? She gasped and stood up. I'll have a word with Doreen about this right away. No, wait, I sighed. Even if she does get Darby to let me back in, I wouldn't want to dorm there. I like the privacy in the boys' dorm. Brother, there is more privacy in Harrington House. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a fucking mansion. Anyway. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Needless to say, Mother almost threw a fit and exploded on the spot. That is not an appropriate place for a boy of your class, she shrieked, and yanks her phone out of her purse. I'm calling Doreen. I'll be sure that she gives Darby a good thrashing for extra measure. LMAO, get his ass. Child abuse, but only for Darby. I'm just kidding. This time I didn't oh shit. Happy 905, everybody. Okay, that's fine. Okay, anyway, thank you for having it at 5. This time I didn't protest. The thought of Darby being treated like a child made me smirk. But she stops before touching the screen and sighed, sitting down again. So, our fund is safe? I asked. She nods. I can multitask with financial matters and enjoy my little holidays, you know. Multitasking is a Vendome trait, and a strong one at that for future lawyers. You couldn't have fucking called your son a little bit? I don't know. He was kidnapped. And you never noticed. Cool. Then I'm reminded that I missed quite a lot of school from being school time from being kidnapped. I think it was only like 4 days, but whatever. There's going to be a lot of catching up to do, which will eat into my plans to hang out with Vance more as well as his buddies. I suppose I can call the Greasers my friends too, since they're friendly with me. I'll have to catch up on schoolwork, I murmured. You're correct. It's why I had a word with Dr. Crabblesnitch after explaining your kidnapping. Explaining your kidnapping situation. Awesome. She shivered, and for the first time I saw a flash of fear across her face. I can't believe it. You got kidnapped just because I was careless. Yes. Correct. When Mom showed moments like this, I feel my heart lurch and brings my mind back to that little boy who used to enjoy reading Shakespeare to her in the evenings at age 4. Brother, you did not read Shakespeare at age 4, but okay. Explaining the situation. Yeah, it's really bad. Anyway, that's not true, I murmur and touched her hand. The kidnapping was carefully and meticulously planned. Even I didn't see it coming. Okay, liar. I mean, you didn't see it coming, obviously, but it was not carefully and meticulously planned. That's lame at best. Yes, she murmurs, you dealt with a cold-blooded bastard, that's for sure. Then something struck my mind, that Theo. Probably meant that Theo. That still doesn't make any sense. Mother, I spluttered, did the police capture Theo? Her eyes widened. I haven't heard of any arrests. Just a witness. I believe you mean fucking accomplice. Dr. Shade, I believe his name is. Great. So my kidnapper's on the run, possibly with enough money to help him vanish in some godforsaken slum city in Brazil. Okay, spending days fucking women left, right, and center, and smoking expensive cigars with runaway Nazis. A lot going on in that sentence. Also, yes, dude, I don't know. Whatever. I groaned, and Mom looked at me in concern. I'll need to rush to the prison to speak with your father. Are you sure you want to go back to school while that monster is on the run? Yes, I say firmly. Besides, I live on site, and I made a lot of friends. All right, but from now on, if anyone's phone's reception and claim to be... All right, but from now on, if anyone phones reception and claim to be working for me. Disregard. Okay, whoa. Disregard them. I'll just come to you personally. Thank you, Mother, I sighed. Although a cell phone would be nicer. In the year 2006. Sounds good. Not at the moment, she sniffs. Not until we know your father's verdict. Oh, and I believe that Mr. Taylor has volunteered to become his attorney as of last night. What? As in Biff's dad? Nokia? Yeah! Gord's phone! Let's go! Yes, he's an excellent lawyer. Up until now, he spectated the court case and says there's something amiss about the accounts in the company. So he immediately flew over from Liberty City and is currently speaking to you, Father. I was relieved at that. If someone like Mr. Taylor can see something troubling, then he won't let up until the truth is uncovered. It's practically guaranteed that he'll bail my father out of trouble. Although this would be a sign of weakness, having someone else defend your father's back right after they're arrested. I couldn't care less. I just want Dad out of trouble. I mean, Father. I'll be off then, Mom said briskly, checking her watch. Yoga starts in 20 minutes, and I need to collect that venti gluten-free soybean macchiato from Buckstar. I'll see you soon, son. I'll see you soon, too. And with that, she left, leaving me to write in here. Now, the past 20 hours has been confusing in one huge blur. I woke up in hospital. The police interrogated me while medical professionals took all sorts of tests on me, probably to bulk up the hospital bill to squeeze as much money out of me as possible, but since I'm apparently still part of a rich family, I just shrugged the worry off. Although this whole time, there we go, I lived like a pauper, I still had wealth. Mom, you're so sneaky. But she's right about me being humble. I refuse to believe that, yet even when I believed I'm poor, I still paid for Vance's medical bills. Vance, why hasn't he visited me yet? Are the police interrogating him and all the other nerds and greasers who stormed the facility? I'm getting pieces of a jigsaw that is incomplete. Okay, thanks. A doctor just wandered in to grab his mug, but he was carrying a newspaper under his arm and I spot the headline. I ask him if I could have the paper and he reluctantly gives it to me and I quickly lay it open. He did have a gun. That is true. I totally forgot he had a gun. And nothing cool even happened with it. There was so much opportunity in that scene. Hear me out, right? If I were the author of Gord Vendome's Downward Spiral, I would have made Vance believe that Gord was dead. Obviously, that is a big number one for me, because that would have been super fucking funny. Number two, he would have shot Theo dead, and then that would have caused problems. And it would have been fucking awesome. Number three, directly after Vance shooting Theo, fucking goof, I also wouldn't have named the villain Theo. That is, actually, move that up to number one. That would be my number one priority, is not naming the villain fucking Theo. But as soon as he shoots the kidnapper, man, I wouldn't be the author of this because I don't think I could pick this up from how do we go from slightly sexist game to this? Yeah. How do we go from problematic game from 2006 to Gord Vendome's Downward Spiral? It is crazy. Oh, I can't believe we're almost done. This is what? This is chapter 9. And chapter 11 is really, really short. Oh no, we're probably only gonna have one more. This is terrible. Actually, we probably won't even finish chapter 8 today, realistically. So never mind. But we're coming so close to the end, and I'm gonna be so sad when we're done. What are we gonna do on Fridays? Play Fallout? Ew! Boo! Boo! Anyway. Asylum burns to ground. Last night, Happy Volts Asylum has been set ablaze, which has taken the lives of 8 inmates. The heroic actions of Bulworth Academy students have prevented the death of the remaining 38 residents of the inpatient facility, well known for its in-house treatment and rehabilitation. We'll have to think about it. Because realistically, we do... Okay, so hear me out. I love Fanfiction Friday, but Fallout 4 is an extremely long-ass game. And if we don't play 2 days a week for a while, it will be played for the rest of the year. And then what do I do for my end of the year stream next year? Say Fallout 4 is the best game? Ugh. Ugh. That's that's disgusting. I know. We'll talk about it. We'll think about it. Maybe I could read that crazy ass Merlin one. That'd be so fucking funny. We'll think about it. We will talk about it. Known for its in-house treatment and rehabilitation of the mentally unwell, the man purported to be responsible for the blaze is currently on the run, and police are appealing for information on his whereabouts. So he is on the run, damn it. And he has the jewelry that Vance brought to save me. I guess it won't matter since he'll be out of our hair and possibly out of the country. As long as he leaves me alone, then that's what matters. It's probably because I finally feel safe that I started crying again. I can't sleep without the lampshade being switched on or without sleeping pills. Damn! That's okay. You did your best. Happy 905 to you anyway. Hey, diary, you'll never believe who visited me. Duncan came to see me with a bunch of carnations, followed by his other friends and Zoe, as they crowded around my bed greeting me. Okay, a bunch of characters we do not fucking care about in this thing, but thank you for having them. Thank you. A hospital nurse stood nearby, making sure that none of them sneak off to steal medicines or something, but they generally behaved themselves. Thanks for the flowers, I thanked Duncan, as he slipped them in a spare vase full of carnations from Jimmy. They're very nice. Duncan's friends tried not to laugh at how he bought very similar carnations. The brunette's face flamed in embarrassment, but laughed it off. Don't worry, Naj. Everyone seems to be lurking but me. She is a big fan of Downward Spiral, and so am I! I mean, after the beginning of Chapter 8, I can't even blame everybody for not fucking being here. I'm so lame! Anyway. I gotta say, Gord, you're a knockout. He complimented me, quickly adding, in a good way, not slutty. Zoe laughed the hardest. He totally means you're loose, she giggled. And what does that mean? Probably some British thing. I'm gonna ignore it. And he yelped at her to keep quiet while his buddies guffawed. I'm easily it did start off really boring, but we're getting back in it. So now that Gord is unkidnapped, we can do more cringe shit with Vance and Gord. They'll probably like make out or some shit and it'll be fucking annoying. Let's go! Okay, anyway. I'm easily swayed by lovely presents, I sniffed, trying not to smirk. Let's just say I'm someone who easily appreciates gifts. Watch yourself, Duncan. Gunkin? My bad. Duncan, you're trailing after a gold digger, Edgar whispered and burst out laughing. I couldn't help but join in. These people are more hardcore than greasers, but they seem to like me, even when I'm wearing Aquaberry. Months ago, these people's fathers would be licking my father's boots clean. Gunkin, yeah. But I can only see myself being in their shoes, polishing each other's out of mutual respect. Typically, shoe polishing is like an inherently degrading thing to do, but go off, Gord. Be woke. Gord has the legs to be a stripper. Zoe added, and don't worry, that's his kink, so it all works out. Thank God for the other chapter letting us know that. Zoe added with a grin. He can get rich pretty fast again working at old Al's in the warehouse. I coughed, throat dry from laughing at the ridiculousness of her statement. No, I'm only 16. We haven't seemed to care about that before, but okay. I must be so brain broken that I just fucking, kind of went over it. Anyway, I get it. Welcome back. I paused and looked at the clock opposite me with the date beneath it. Good God. Zoe looked too and held back a smirk as she spoke very lightly. Oh, is it your birthday today? No. Yesterday? Duncan asked. No. Last week? Clint blurted. Nope. Zoe snapped her fingers, eyes wide. Tomorrow! No! I squeaked, but it was too late. They all hooted. We'll take you to the strip club tomorrow evening. Okay, but that would make him 17 and still not of legal age to do that. Yes! Let's fucking go! Okay, anyway, Zoe exclaimed and the guys cheered. No, I'm not going, I spluttered. I'm not into that kind of thing. The guys groaned. What about a nightclub, Duncan suggested. There's always an illegal one in Blue Skies held at Jimmy's hideout. I was going to say no until he mentioned Jimmy. Maybe I could go. Okay, cheating? Hey man, I thought you were with Vance now. You can't just be like, damn, Jimmy's having a party? What are you thinking? What are you... Whatever. No, I'm not upset. Maybe, I shrugged vaguely, but everyone roared in celebration, and at that point, the nurse from earlier barged in, screaming at us to get out. Spoil sport, Duncan grumbled, but I saw up and caught his hand before he could walk away, and he looked at me hopefully. Duncan, you're a great guy, I say, but I think I like Vance more? Apparently not, considering you were like Jimmy 2 seconds ago. Anyway, I just want to thank you for helping him save me. I'm grateful for what you've done. I don't know voice call my friend also fine. No thought. Oh, I wish I had no thoughts. Unfortunately, I have to have thoughts to read this shit. Anyway, I hope you're having a nice time. The other guys watched us, coughing nervously until Zoe hushed and herded them to leave the room, leaving us alone. Sadness crossed his face, but he leaned down and pecked my cheek. I'm just more than happy that you're alive, but if it doesn't work out, I'll give you a cuddle to make you feel better. Oh, I'll be sure to do that. I chuckled and let go of him, watching him leave. I'll see you tomorrow at the rave. At what time? Oh, usually 7 p.m. I felt bad for doing this to him, but I feel so much more about who I want to be. Feel so much more sure about who I want to be with now. Good God, I'm 16 and I'm already making mental vows on having a serious relationship. I'm going to miss having sneaky smooches. Okay, I'm gonna need a cringe for sneaky smooches, please and thank you, with Jimmy. 3 hospital visits, though. I'm truly the luckiest guy in the world right now. The hospital discharged me, thank you for the cringe, discharged me the next morning, which is good because the moment I went back to Bulworth Academy, I was greeted with huge cheer from the greasers and nerds, waving banners and setting off bottle rockets into the sky. So fucking super lame-ass thing to do, by the way. Vance jogged towards me, and we fell into each other's arms for a tight embrace. Streamers tangled around us before he lifted my chin and unexpectedly kissed me. The crowd roared in celebration. Can I have a cringe, please? That was really bad. We broke apart just in time to see Dr. Crabblestitch walk toward us, and I was crapping myself because the head saw my kiss another boy. God, dude, it's so hard to read. Thank you for your cringe. Both of them. But he was... read? I mean, listen, it's both. But he was smiling brightly. Welcome back to Bulworth Academy, Vendome. The faculty greatly appreciates your family's donation to repair the gym from the fire last year, and we will be welcoming you to have first pick of festivals to choose for Bulworth to carry out in Festival Week. Oh my god! Festival Week, that's so Vampire Diaries core. We should read a Vampire Diaries fanfiction. That shit would be crazy. Okay, anyway, focus. All of them have to be bad. I'll have to perfectly curate a good one. So Vampire Diaries. Anyway, his smile seemed forced, but I think I know what happened. Mom probably dropped a little donation to the school to sweeten my return, even if the headmaster just saw me kiss another guy. But first pick of festivities for the upcoming festivals week? Excellent. I can decide what people should suffer for. I'll be sure to choose the best, I assure him boldly, and he nodded before leaving, and the other guys cheered loudly again. I'm now in my dorm room, and the boxes lying around confused me at first, but then I remember from the diary entries, Vance left that these are his last possessions from his last home. He apologized, but I just grabbed his tie and kissed him to silence him. The door shut behind us, and I pushed him down. Okay. Whew. And I pushed him down on my bed, and my lips. Oh my god. Okay, and my lips made quick work. I can't. Okay. Made quick work of giving him hickeys along his collarbone, and his face cutely like his hair. Oh, holy fuck. I made it. Oh. Wow, Gord, he breathed in shock. I'll have what you're having. I'm gonna pass out. Yes. Me, I said simply and pushed him down again, but I rest my forehead against his, closing my eyes. I missed you. I missed you too. His hands held my face, as if making sure that I'm real and not an apparition. I was going crazier than Johnny when you vanished. Oh, I saw, I grinned. I read it in my diary. His ears burned. I know I really shouldn't have, but I read your diary while you were in the hospital. I saw your reply. He spoke lowly, and I love you too. I didn't like that one either. That one was a lot easier to read for some reason. I think it snuck up on me, to be honest. But anyway, it was like my heart sprouted wings as he said that. He laughed nervously. I never felt like this with Jimmy. Sure, it's a casual thing, but with you it feels so real. You're a genuine guy, Gord. I like that. I love being called genuine. Okay, I suppose I do feel fake sometimes when I used to sleeping at Harrington House. There my life was cozy. Dude, it is so awesome. Chapter 9! Yeah. Okay, sorry. You're a genuine, there my life was cozy and safe, but too safe. But here, things feel more real. Mistakes are gotten over with, and I come out stronger. I'm kidnapping? Okay. What day is it today again? I ask, and we sit up Vance's side. Friday, but I don't see any point in you going to school. Into school since it's the weekend tomorrow. No, I'll go. And disappointment crossed his face. I grin. But after the rave tonight, we'll have some more fun. Ooh. Goodness, the red flush in his face is just so endearing. But soon I'll get more things to blush about. Oh my god, somebody do something, please. Holy fuck. He snaps his fingers. Your birthday. Fuck. He paled. I didn't get you anything. You won't have to, I sniffed. Duncan already gave me flowers yesterday. What? Identical ones to Jimmy, I snort, and he sighed in relief. I can do something. Wow, thank you for that something. Finally, some fucking cringe around here. I snort and he sighed in relief before hugging me from behind. Don't scare me like that. I don't want to lose you again. What the fuck? Someone gave him flowers. Oh no! Somebody gave my boyfriend flowers. He's gonna break up with me because I didn't give him flowers. Fuck. Anyway, you won't. I peck his cheek and rested me hand on top of his. And not now that I know something more valuable. Okay. Let me try again to read literally the world's worst fucking sentence of all time. Not now that I know something more valuable than my wealth. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. May I please have a cringe? God, being in love has made me cheesy. No fucking kidding, dude. Holy shit. Okay, anyway. It's been a long day. Thank you for the cringe. But I made it. I went to lessons as normal, carried out my coursework, spent free periods in the classroom rather than be outside getting distracted or kidnapped. Almost like we forgot about that part. And ate my lunch while studying in my dorm room. I moved Vance's belongings into proper stacks of boxes rather than lying haphazardly around, so I got more floor space reclaimed. Tidy room, tidy mind, after all. He still sleeps in bed with me. We haven't done more than kissing and hugging. I'd fucking hope so, year babies. But I feel like that he is going to make the first move soon. It's why I paid one of the non-click guys to go out and get me a pack of condoms from the store after paying them a little more to keep quiet, and the pack is currently hidden under my bed. I'm gonna fucking kiss myself. May I please have a cringe? Holy fuck. Me too. Okay, the door opened and a few people actually came to see me. Thank you. Handing me small gifts because word has spread that my birthday was today. I blame Zoe. Most were just insignificant bips and bobs, like pencils bedazzled with fake gems or biscuit tins with homemade cookies in them. But this made a huge difference from when I used to live at Harrington House, where gifts are more expensive. I didn't forget to thank every gift giver. Then a letter came for me to the office where my mother mailed me an envelope with a juicy wad of $500. Can I have a cringe for juicy wad, please? I did not like juicy wad. maybe that's why he dipped his fingers into his pockets, because he had a juicy wad in there. Sorry. And a note that simply says, treat yourself. Of all the gifts, this one excited me the most. Fucking obviously, $500 is awesome. You can buy many things with $500 because $500 can be exchanged for goods and services. Many goods and services. Thank you for clarifying. I know what $500 is. Thanks, though. Another visitor came who doesn't need to knock my door. On. Vance. Tired from his paper round, he flopped onto my bed without saying a word. I joked sitting beside him, patting his ungelled hair. Ready for the rave tonight? Yeah, give me 100 years. Poor thing's been running himself ragged, but at last we both got ready in casual clothing and left for Blue Skies at 7 p.m. where a small crowd of people already gathered outside. Oh my god. I'm currently writing from the bathroom, still amazed by the reception this party received. As typical of these parties, there are red cups, alcohol, some drugs being passed around, and very loud music being blasted from the speakers. The building vibrated, and I swear the police will swoop in at any minute, but none came. Then I walked inside just wearing casual jeans and a plain black t-shirt. Ew. Kinda gay. I don't know how to describe it. But that's gay. Anyway, Jimmy spoke over the microphone and gestured at me. Heads up, the birthday boy is here. Everyone give Gord Vendome a cheer. Oh god, I groaned, and everybody cheered at me. I do not know 80% of these people, yet some are already clearly drunk. I decided to get a drink first. Thankfully, the rickety table where Lefty was serving mixed drinks didn't collapse, because he is actually rather excellent at speedily pouring drinks into shot glasses are perfect amounts and stirring unfamiliar cocktails. At the end of the table sat the water dispenser, well, thankfully the lid is locked on to stop it from being spiked. God, I fucking hope so. I love water. My mom worked as a cocktail waitress, he explained when I stared at him too long. You learn a lot about liquid densities from different alcohol brands by the way the colors seem to separate. Really? Yeah. He smiled and tossed his used cigarette aside into the trash can. We're not just good at cars, you know. This feels irrelevant, but go off. I could barely hear him over the loud music, but after a while I got used to it. The flashing lights, now those were annoying because they randomly blind me, but my eyes adjusted to them too. Soon I'm dancing out on the dance floor with Vance and the other guys, including a few adults who probably shouldn't be hanging around people our age. Correct, they should not be hanging out with people your age. What is going on? But they sure can bust a few moves. I hope they get busted, personally. But, okay. Reps came on. Rap battles ensued. No. Please don't do a rap battle. I'm gonna kill myself. Okay, let's keep going. And Johnny had a good go rapping with Edgar, but he lost, and they shook hands amicably before Jimmy took over and faced off against... busted a few moves. Actually, this is Chris Hansen. Yeah. Faced off against Ernest. Oh god, who invited the nerds? Apparently, Johnny made a deal with the nerds to not bully them until the end of the year. So they're really testing the poor greasers' buttons by showing up here wearing weird t-shirts. It's pretty hilarious seeing them trying to dance so clumsily. What's next? Are the jocks going to turn up? Well, I sure the hell hope not. And the preps would never set foot in a place like this. I'd be surprised if they did. To all our surprise, Ernest was really good, but ultimately timed with... Okay, I'm sorry. Ernest, literally Hitler, would not be good at fucking rapping. Please pull it together. He would be a fucking terrible rapper. Go to jail. I'm fucking offended that they made him a good rapper in this. Have you listened to a fucking rap song? I'm flabbergasted right now. Like, this might be the most offensive shit in the whole thing. The whole thing. Can't fucking believe this. Anyway, someone brought streamers along and flung them about. Pyrotechnics are strictly forbidden because, thank God, Jimmy has the common sense to impose that rule in a building full of burnable hazards. Streamers will only make this place worse. And balloons popped around and people started hitting each other with them, all laughing and tossing them in the air to the music. Then the light... I mean, you can't really toss balloons in the air to the music, realistically. They are too slow. Then the lights turned into sultry... No, my God, please don't... Ernest could not rap. Are we doing a slow dance right now? Be honest. Then the lights turned into sultry red beams obviously, and the music toned down to slow violin music resembling the soundtrack of a cheesy romance movie. Thank God, I'm so fucking excited. Puzzled faces glanced about like the confused John Travolta me. I can't believe they fucking wrote a meme into this. I don't even know what that is. I had to fucking look up the confused John Travolta meme. They should have added a picture. Ah, here it is. There it is. I like the one in the wallet. Personally. What about you? What's your favorite John Travolta meme? Be honest. Where is he in this one? Who knows? Anyway. As guys awkwardly looked for female partners, but in the middle of the dance floor, made out of stolen floor tiles, my gaze met Vance's, and it was like our very beings compelled us to walk towards each other. Ugh. And all eyes fell on us. Ugh. Oh god, it was so cheesy, but he held his hand out. But he held his hand out. I'm sorry, it wasn't that funny, but it was also really fucking funny. I can't even hold it together for my own fucking jokes. God damn. Okay, anyway. And some stupid people started chanting, dance, 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 which made me less inclined to dance. But Vance knows I have a weakness for him whispering, please. Can I have a cringe, please? That's fucking heinous. So I took his hand and my other snugly held onto his shoulder while his other hand rested on my hip. Thank you for describing dancing. It was awesome. Thank you for the cringe. It might be because of the red lights, but his face grew so red it's cute. Our heights sorta match, yet I feel more powerful in this moment, letting his steps with mine while we flowed with the music. I caught Jimmy looking very proud of himself as Vance stepped away to spin me in a momentary act of clumsiness. I tripped a little and fell against him. Classic. But he saw what happened and still held my hand and waist as he allowed me to drop, only to catch me inches from the ground. Oh my god, it's a Can I have a cringe, please? That was really bad. Okay. Woos sounded with claps, and the music reached its peak as more people joined the slow dance, feeling more confident thanks to Vance and I. Thank you for the cringe. I couldn't help but smile so much. Just as the music ended, lots of us murmured and wandered off to grab drinks and snacks, just as Jimmy started playing Linkin Park. Interesting rave choice, but whatever. Including Vance and I as we grabbed 2 cups of fresh water. Thank fuck, he rasped, gulping the whole thing down with a watered sigh of relief. Thank you. He just had a cup of water. I'd fucking hope it was watered. I was ready to drop dead from dehydration. Same. You dance good. Vance think Gord dance good. Me like dance. He smiled at me and I chuckled, finishing the drink in one go. Where did you learn to dance? Where did you learn how to slow dance? I countered jokingly, and he laughed. Mama taught me after we watched some old movie. His voice, go dance, me like. His voice dropped, but his smile didn't. I'm glad she did. Did I dazzle you, Romeo? Oh my god, I pretended to swoon. Oh yes, Julie N. Et? You can't tell the same joke twice. Come on, it wasn't even good the first time. Ugh. Okay, may I have a cringe, please? Maybe 2, because they told the joke twice. We burst out laughing. I'm not laughing, so maybe rethink that. That's when I excused myself to the toilets, which is really just a long row of portaloos. Fucking hate that. Gonna kill myself. Thank you for the cringes. Lined up outside the building by the main road. It might be how Jimmy allowed the adults to join the party as long as they brought their workplace toilets over. Luckily, there's plenty of bog roll, which was the one thing that really surprised me about this rave so far, because from what I used to read at Harrington House, raves are cesspools of drugs, alcohol, and unprotected sex, and a lack of clean toilet facilities. What's a bog roll? Whatever. Although it's only been an hour since the rave started, so time will tell. What happened there? It's now morning, and my body is still sore from last night, but it's not just from all the dancing last night. Toilet roll? Like toilet paper? Well, maybe we work on that. Let's put a pin in it. We'll come back to it another time. Workshop it a little bit. Maybe get back to me. When I got back from the toilets, the party took a more tipsier turn. Thank God. When some people brought those Twister games along. I asked Jimmy why a rave would have these, but he just shrugged and said that Drunk Twister will liven things up. I joined a game with Vance, Cornelius, and Angie, who surprised all of us considering how meek she is by turning up looking like she stole from Mandy's wardrobe. And by the end of the game, Angie suddenly gave up because she was meant to position to lie beneath me. Poor girl's face flushed so much she looked close to crying, but ran off before any of us could comfort her. Never saw someone run so fast before. Drunk Twister games carried on, but pushed aside to the sides of the room while more music. People don't really drink. And I wouldn't know because I've never been to one. Dude, they're writing an 800,000 word fan fiction for Bully 2006. They have not been to a rave. And neither have I, because I am reading an 80,000 word fan fiction for Bully 2006. So, who's the real winner? It's you for having been to a rave before. While more music blasts, also they're in high school. Are raves even real in high school? I certainly didn't go to one. I was a fucking loser. And still am, realistically. Because I'm reading an 80,000 word Bully 2006 fanfiction. Soon, joints started getting passed around, and okay, you lost me. Started getting passed around as well as colorful pills. I declined every bit offered to me, but Vance did accept a joint and I gave him a look of horror, but he seemed pretty relaxed. He's not allowed to smoke. What the fuck are you doing that counts? You can just do that? That's crazy. Nah, I'm a lame ass. No, I know. I'm more lost. Like, why would you smoke weed at a rave? Like, alcohol, I could believe. But weed? Come on, man. Nobody's smoking weed at a fucking rave. But whatever. Da-da-da-da-da. Seemed pretty relaxed. He did give me an amused expression like he just told a child about a fact of life. Generally, ketamine? Wow, that's my favorite drug to make jokes about. I do not partake. Anyway, the smell of cannabis is not going to leave his clothes. I'm worried that the school faculty will smell him and expel him. The party raged on while we sat aside near cuddling couples and smokers. After a while, Jimmy was going around telling people to smoke outside because the ventilation isn't up to par. And some of the nerds were going to have asthma attacks if they inhaled too much secondhand smoke. So Vance politely excused himself outside and I followed, not feeling entirely comfortable being close to a couple of guys who seemed to be eyeing me for a while. Most raves I've been at don't even have bars. So raves are sober? Or do you like... Oh wait, never mind, you said pills. High in a different... I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm ending the stream. Bye, everyone. That was it. The end. I'm ending 15 minutes early. Goodbye, everyone. I'm so lame. And Trilla, you remind me of this every fucking day. Anyway, where the fuck was I? I know, it's so sad. Depends though. Raisin clubs are and I would have no idea. But I'll believe you. You seem to be in the know. I can't. Just water. Now that's a fucking party I can get down with. I love water. Fuck yeah. Slash Jen. I do really love water. Love her. Anyway, what the fuck? Where was I? Eyeing me for a while. We walked a few feet away from the building until we leaned against the concrete wall, listening to the last trains of the day whiz past and clunking away on the wizened rails. And Ket, of course. Lest we forget. High above the sky was almost clear, but we could see the stars glimmering almost to the beat of the bass thudding at the rave. The crisp air chilled us, and Vance glanced at me. You cold? I'm gonna fucking kill myself. A little. I shudder. I thought that party would warm me up. Well, it did, for a while. Vance just smiled, and with the blunt in his mouth, he shrugged off his jacket and handed it to me. Take it. I accepted it gratefully, slipping it on, excuse me. I'm becoming mentally ill. And a warm, welcoming warmth enveloped me. I suddenly realized something and glared at him. You're not meant to smoke, he groaned. Look, I'm taking my antibiotics, so I'm fine. You promised, I said in a snippy tone. I haven't touched a cigarette in God knows how long, and that nice little kidnapping of mine distracted me from nicotine. I get it, Vance sighed. Just this once, then I'll stop. Honest. All right. I would not let that slide, but go off. I hugged the jacket, inhaling Vance's scent. I think he used up his cologne because it's fainter than before, but the comfort still lies knowing that this jacket gave me that sense of safety when I was imprisoned. Want to head back, he suddenly asked? Because a lot of people are drinking so much and it won't be long before the cops get here and smell the alcohol. Will anyone miss us? Nah, he shrugged and dropped the joint, stepping on it. Please pick it back up, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You already got your birthday wishes from every person you met there, but I still gotta give you mine. I swear to God, if it's sex, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Okay, anyway. Oh, let's get back to the dorm then. I started to walk, but he held his hand out and took my hand into his. He shrunk, looking suddenly embarrassed. If you don't wanna, then we don't have to. No, I'd like it. Okay, I smiled and he warmed up. So we walked back to the academy hand in hand just as curfew struck and the prefects gave us steely glares pointing at their watches. Hurry up, Seth yelled. We know there's more of you brats coming back. We'll catch all of you. Wait. Trilla, do you have any K? Have fun, guys. Oh, wait a minute. No drug dealing in my chat. What the fuck are you doing? Guys. Stop. No, don't do it. No, please. We ignored them, walking inside the dorm until we entered my... No, he doesn't. But still. Trilla UK. Yeah. We ignored them. Walking inside the dorm until we entered my room and... Okay, this is the part where things got steamy real quick. Oh my God. The moment that... Okay. I made eye contact with Vance. We shared a smile and moved close to share another kiss. But this time, his arms, tightened around me, toying our Okay. Deep breath. Toying our hips together, and a most traitorous moan left my mouth. Can I have a cringe? Please and thank you. A hand ran through my hair, encouraging me to tilt my head to let us kiss even more deeply. Oh my god, Vance's other hand dipped past the... Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I do not know. Vance's other hand dipped past the waistband of my trousers and surprised me by squeezing my buttock. Thank you! Yes! Fucking hit us with the buttock. Buttock. Let's fucking go. Can I have a cringe, please? And thank you. But instead of shock, I discovered how arousing... maybe another. Arousing it was, and I ground is crouching in my... His purr sounded so sensual against my neck. Can I have, like, 5 more? I mean, toying is a term, but... I agree. Oh my god, shut the fuck up right now. Explanation point buttock. I'm gonna kill myself. That's so fucking good. God damn. Okay. Anyway, is this my present from you? I breathe, closing my eyes. Part of it. Wow. Thank you for the cringe. He mumbled before licking along my collarbone. No, you've only got 10 minutes. Come on, stick around. I'm going to sleep. No. He mumbled before licking. Yes, kept giving us Mo Banger. Thank you for the cringe. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Sorry. We're licking on my collarbone and to below my ear, and I came undone, scented with confidence. That's the spirit. Almost turned to jelly there and then. Oh my god. Give it to me. Okay. I growl, and his hands quickly whipped off my shirt off, excuse me, before roughly shoving me back onto my bed, and I gasp. He gave me this amusing dark smirk that sent shivers up my spine and setting off sparks elsewhere. Oh my god. Applepeas. Ah, miss her. Love you, Applepeas. Two of the world's most embarrassing typos. Couldn't be me. I'm not a chatter. They're gay married. Yeah. Aww. Man, this fella's way too deep into what he thinks is wrong. Dude. I'm having trouble reading it. I can't even analyze it like that. You're on a different level. Anyway, a total hottie. May I have a cringe, please? He's no Beckham, but he is, in my eyes, perfection. The slightest chub at his stomach did not go unnoticed, but neither did the toned body that came to be painted with my breathy moans and wandering hands. Oh my god. Thank you for the cringe. So here I am now, resting in bed while Vance went ahead to use the bathroom, and I'm still recovering from the extreme euphoria that bathed me within. Oh my god. If it's gonna be like this at every birthday, then I'm more than prepared to spend my entire life with him. Thank you for the cringe. That just made my heart skip a beat. Being with him for the rest of my life, that's pretty foreign. But then again, so was the idea that long ago that I wouldn't marry anyone other than the faceless lady I'm betrothed to. Heck, we're still 16. A human lifespan has hugely increased over the years. I'd still be 100 and enjoy life. At least that's my wish for the future. Hopefully, I'll become the lawyer my father will train me to become, save a lot of money for retirement, and then enjoy tons, with 2 N's and an E, of holidays in the place I thought I'd never set foot in. But the thought of Vance being with me throughout those times, I guess we'll never know the answer to that question because, that's the end of the sentence. Cool writing. Glad it happened. Hey, kid, your daddy's in jail. Yeah. Unless. But anyway. Hey, you should have heard the stories at the party after we left, Vance chuckled. Spelling of tons is... Well, in America, that's too many letters. We hate too many letters. You could get rid of 2 of those. All right, brother. I'm sorry you need to add a bunch of unnecessary letters. But I like to make things more convenient. I'm gonna get out the spelling TikTok. Because he's right. All right, you insisted. I'll go get the spelling TikTok. If I can find it. Hopefully, it won't take me too long. Aha, I found it very fast.
Words in the English language that are...
Oh, shit. I can't fucking hear it. You're speaking... Me.
spelled absolutely incorrectly. As an uneducated, barely literate dyslexic, there's a lot of words in the English language that are full of shit, in my opinion. So today I'm going to show you a few words that I believe are incorrectly spelled. I'll give them a correct spelling, and we'll all move on as a society. Up first is the word tongue, and I'm already sweating because I know I'm going to have to spell it out when I'm editing this video, and I can never fucking do it. First of all, apparently this word has different spellings. Like, there's an old-fashioned spelling of it and a new one, and I use the old one sometimes. I fucking hate it. Doesn't matter how you look at this word, the vowels are not correctly placed. The U is where the O should be, and the O shouldn't even be there. I don't know why the fuck they put an E at the end of this. This is the new spelling, okay? Let's all be smart about this and use this for the rest of humanity. Up next is the word
And he's
drawer,
right. Tongue. T-U-N-G. Yes.
which I can't
Love
look
him.
at and say at the same time because nothing makes sense. When they created this, they must have said, hey, let's
Tongue,
make a word
yes.
that's so hard to look at and so stupid to pronounce that people just neglect letters in it. Drawer. Fuck it. New spelling. Drawer. That's what you...
I fucking love drawer. Yes. Okay, sorry. He's so silly.
What we're gonna do.
Fuck.
The word license gives me eczema.
Tongues.
If you're putting a C and an S in the same word and they make the same sound, God forbid I'm spelling that correctly. I actually just had to Google the spelling of this word to remember how it's spelled, and I just found out there's 2 E's in the word license. People who create words should have Wheel of Fortune rules where vowels cost more to use. Here is the new and improved spelling. If we all
License.
use my new spelling, society will jump forward at least 400
I fucking love
years. That is a
license.
promise. Please. We're going to be saving the egos of middle school children when it's their time to read. The children are the future.
Anyway, I fucking love that TikTok. This one's an old one, but it's classic, all right? Tongue, T-U-N-G. Drawer, D-R-O-O-R. Drawer. Yes, let's fucking go. Words to live by. Okay, anyway. Glad I wasted a couple minutes. There's 2 E's in the word license. Yes, there unfortunately is. I can't spell it though. I have to like look. That's the bitch. License. I think. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't look right. Anyway. Hey, you should have heard the stories at the party after we left, Vance chuckles as he entered the room, and Gord looked up from his diary. The nerds tried weed for the first time, and now they're going around wearing badges on legalization, and Bob Marley. Thank God, so nerdcore. Finally, a real fucking thing that happened. Fatty streaked through New Coventry and got arrested, so his mom's going to pick him up for the police station. His cheeky grin lightened his boyfriend's mood. Pen just inches away from his diary. Wow, his mom's going to murder him. Yeah, he snorted. Hey, I should get a diary too and write what happened at the party. I haven't written all the party down, Gord commented, but I have done the highlights. Everyone else can fill others in. Vance smiled at him, sitting beside him and kissing his cheek, rubbing his lower back. Ugh. I'm open to live and let live as long as our correct spellings don't get called wrong by... Hey, man. All I'm saying is that that's too many letters. It's wrong in America. That shit would not fly. You spell, like, color with a U on, like, a paper, you're fucked. That's over. You're gonna be told to spell it properly. No. What'd you think of your present? Oh. The real one. My bad. Gord raised his hand, looking at the slim gold bangle. It's only gold-plated, but it's the perfect size in... It's the perfect size in that it... What the fuck? It's the perfect size in that it doesn't just hang... What the hell is going on? Hang loosely, it almost hugs his skin. What the hell? He kissed it happily. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Okay, Trilla. Have fun. I love it. Why was it you didn't visit me in the hospital? Asking the real fucking questions. The redhead's face dropped and he nodded. I told my boss at the burger joint about your kidnapping that we didn't know. Comma between size and in. Oh, in that. Okay, thank you. Holy fuck. That was really bad. I will tell everyone my silly newspaper fact. I will. I swear I will. I think it's interesting. It's why British people use so many letters, at least according to a silly TikToker. I mean, it makes sense. But maybe give it a quick goog since you're doing it off a TikTok historian. No. I told my boss at the burger joint about your kidnapping, but he just sacked me, while the newspaper dude was more tolerant, but shoved all these extra hours on me for to make up for missing delivery times. So I kinda saved up. You didn't have to, Gord murmured, not helping his smile, but I loved it. He pecked his cheek. Call me sappy, but... And I love you. Okay. His boyfriend just pulled him into an embrace. The door knocked and they jumped, but Vance answered it, and Johnny stood there carrying a parcel? Package wrapped in brown paper and string. Hey, he greeted Vance, and he let him inside. Thankfully, Gord was decently dressed enough in his vest and boxers. Yo, he nodded. Glad to see you back, Gordo. Can I have a cringe for Gordo, please? Thank you. So, he held up the package and the former prep accepted it in surprise. No, I believe you. I just can't pronounce it. And the former prep accepted it in surprise, opening it. Just think of this as a welcome pack. Welcome pack? Gord uttered, perplexed, and pulled out, thank you for the cringe, a fresh blue denim jacket with his name embroidered on it. That's fucking lame as hell. It looked like it belonged to a uniform line for a blue-collar worker. But he gasped, stand off the bed, thank you, and trying it on. Johnny grinned. Welcome to our group, Gord. You're one of us. The brunette stepped in front of the mirror, looking slightly comical, wearing boxers and a vest with the jacket, but experimentally put his hands in the pockets and squared his shoulders, smiling greatly before looking at the boss. Are you sure? Gord blurted. This looks expensive. Vance burst out laughing, and Johnny chuckled. Oh, man. Well, I do know that another reason why we spell the way we do is literally because we want to separate ourselves from first people. That's one reason. So sort of like, yeah. That's so fucking silly. Fucking Rebel Scout. Alright, Trilla. Don't get your panties in a twist. Damn. How many years ago did that happen? Trust me, it's dirt cheap, he snorts. Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock! No! Oh. And I have work tomorrow! 246. Alright, lame ass! You did make a British joke. I'm so proud of you. Anyway, fuck. I can't believe I have to bookmark it again. Fuck, what chapter is this? Chapter 9. Damn. This is the worst. Chapter 9. Bookmark. Okay. 24 on July 4th. This sucks. Come on. I hate having a bedtime. This is dumb. It's literally self-imposed, which is the funniest part. Like, it's literally my fucking bad for having a bedtime. I am the psychopath. Hope I won't be dead. Why would you be dead? What happened? Oh wait, you're ill. Never mind. I remember. I remember. Ew! Drilla, go to bed. No, like be ill. Yeah. I remember. I remember. Yeah. Um. Okay. There was a weird sound. I figured out what the cause was. All right. There's no. Oh. Well, damn, that's really hot. Congrats on working nights. Hope it pays well. I knew this one dude. You know what? We're not gonna talk about him. Never mind. We all hope you won't be ill tomorrow. Okay, well, I don't have anybody particularly convenient. Yeah, sorry. Then, of course, if you get, like, a day shift job, it'll pay not as well, and then your sleep schedule will be fucked. Trying to get back on the day shift, so you're, you know. But anyway, I don't have anybody convenient to raid, because this person just started 8 minutes ago. Imagine waking up in the morning. Boo. Fuck working, I think is what we're looking for. We hate working. Let's go. My gay lover works night shifts, which fucking sucks so bad, because he'll go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. And because he also takes classes. So he'll take classes during the day, do a night shift, and then sleep somewhere in between. I don't know how it works. But he needs to pull it together. I want to have more gay sex. I wish. Me too! I want to be a nepotism baby. All I have is, a poor ass sexist father and I don't even know how to describe my mom. Fucking psychopath, if you ask me. But anyway, I will see everybody tomorrow for Bully, because that's what we're doing tomorrow. They were at 6:50 and I get home. Oh! I'm ill. Bully! Yes! Bye, Naj! I will see everybody tomorrow for Bully. I love you all very much. Thank you for hanging out with me during Gord Vendome's Downward Spiral. I'm so glad it worked today. Sorry the beginning of Chapter 8 fucking sucked cock. That was lame. And I have a feeling it won't get any better from here. Yeah, Bully! Woo! That's tomorrow. So I will see everybody then. Godspeed. Love you very much.